Crazy, crazy, crazy how fast these 6 days have gone, for sure. Taking its time, you guys, to go live, so hang with me. All right, I think we are officially live now, which is great. So I'm going to jump back in to see you guys. And today is a really exciting day for me because I'm going to go completely through the process of purchasing a domain. I haven't even looked at a domain to buy yet. So you guys are going to go with me from the absolute 100% very beginning of purchasing a domain, connecting it to BuildRaw, setting up the subscriber list and the email sequence. You're going to go through creating the website to capture the email and send it into the mailing box. And then I'm going to have all of you guys subscribe to it. And we will see if those first emails go into the inbox or the spam. And if they go into spam, I'm going to show you some ways that you can work on getting it into the inbox by conditioning your list. Okay. Are you guys ready for this? It might take a little while. So it might take just a little bit of time, but we're going to go all the way through it today. If it kills me, we're going to go through it today. So Willie, do you have a question?
When I told you what I was going to be working on yesterday, I don't have the, I got the skeleton done.
Good.
So, what I need to do, I probably just get the, all right, I just went to sleep like at 8 o'clock. So I'm just.
That's okay. I was up till about 1:30 in the morning, just kind of working on stuff. I did another virtual reality thing, and then I woke up this morning at about 6. I'm on about 5 hours of sleep, which is more than usual. So I'm a little bit behind too. So if I stutter and stumble a little bit today, don't kill me.
Like I said, is get whitelisted. Mm-hmm. Page is already in place. I already got the skeleton done.
Good.
So it's not like you're gonna be sending it to one place and it's sending it out to everybody else. It's like you're gonna send it there, mm-hmm. and it's like everybody that's on this list, mm-hmm. is gonna get it like firsthand from whoever sending it.
Okay, good deal. All right, you do know that today is May the 4th, and obviously we have with us Darth Vader, and he's going to be learning today how to set up an email marketing system. So welcome, Darth Vader. This is a very special day to have you on board with us. And if you haven't noticed, over on Dominic Bigger's screen, he's actually got Darth Vader and May the 4th be with you. And being such a nerd, that just tickles my tummy for sure. But we have a lot to do today. So before we get good, do you have any questions that you feel need to be answered before we start? No? Are you guys excited about today? Then let's do it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump in and share my screen. And I'll show you exactly how I go through and purchase domains. So the first thing I do is I go to a place called namemesh.com. Name, N-A-M-E, mesh, M-E-S-H, namemesh.com. And this allows me to put in some words that I want to search for that, I'm interested in buying a domain for. And so I'm just going to type in BuildRaw rocks. Like that. Then I'm going to click generate. And it's actually got all kinds of suggestions for me. So it's got buildraw-rocks.com, buildraw-rocks.net, buildraw-rocks.net. So all of those are common ones. And then here he's got the obscure ones like .uno, .xyz, .black, .fail. So there's a lot of those right there. And then the fun ones, buirocks.com, buildx.com, buildox.com, builderox.com, builderocks.com. So lots right there. I don't see anything that I'm interested in. And then right here is kind of a mix: Builderall Roxion, Builderall Roxley, Builderall Roxley, Builderall Roxify, Builderall Rox Ants, Builderall Roxy, Builderall Roxery. So you can see that there's a bunch of stuff in here. I'm still kind of looking to see if anything jumps out at me. And I don't think I see anything that jumps out at me except for the builderallrocks.net. So I think I'm going to buy that today. Builderallrocks.net. I would rather get a .com, but the .com is actually already taken for builderallrocks. So I'm just going to do builderallrocks.net. So that's what I'm going to buy. So I'm just going to go over to now my account at GoDaddy. Just like this. I'm going to type builderallrocks.net, and I'm going to search. And it thinks really hard. And then it says builderallrocks.net is available. That's fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and buy it. So I'm going to add to cart. And that's the only domain I want to get today. So I'm going to continue to my cart. And you know what? I think I'm going to purchase this in Builderall. I don't think I've ever purchased one in Builderall. So I think I'm going to go, what do you guys think? Let me stop sharing. You guys want to see me purchase it in Builderall so you can see how to do that? Oh yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's do that because I haven't done that yet. Let me pull in Claude. And let me pull in Gabriel. We want them here with us too, for sure. All right, so to do that, I need to go ahead and create the website first. So let's go ahead and get that done. We'll do that first and foremost. So let me share my screen. We're going in a little bit different direction, different order than I intended. I'm going to keep that open, and then let's see. I think I have to hold on. Just a second. Whoops, I popped you guys out. Hang on. Let me get into my other account so you guys can see that I'm going to do it all in the Tabitha account. So I'll go to Tabitha. Share my screen with you guys. That would be good, wouldn't it? Doink.
Who is Tabitha? Shelly Turner? Who is Tabitha? You know what? You know, Beyonce has an alter ego named Sasha Fierce. Is that your Sasha Fierce?
No, that's actually my daughter. I had triplets. I had 2 girls and a boy, and Tabitha is one of the triplets.
Okay. I don't know. My mind is in the gutter today. Good morning, everybody.
No worries. That's no gutter. That's just a thing. All right, so we're going to go blank layout. So I'm going to click edit. And we're going to wait till it opens up for me. Great. And then I'm going to move my window so I can see everything. I'm going to go to save. And this one is Builderall Rocks. And I'm not attaching the domain yet. So Builderall Rocks and then send. Fabulous. And so we'll go ahead and just build out the web page. So I'm just going to go to, we're going to make it simple. We go to an opt-in form. That's probably a good idea. So email marketing, and we'll click that one right there. And so we've got our email marketing form, and then I'll put some text there. Oops, text. And I'll say, join the list. Okay. And we'll center that, put it right there, and right there. And then we'll right click this, and we'll go to button, and we'll say, join. and confirm. Okay, so now we've got it set up for the opt-in form, but we don't have anything created yet. So now I need to make the email confirmation page. So I'm going to go to add a page and blank page. We'll call this email confirmation. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and identify that with some text. Go. And then I need a thank you page. So I'm going to add that. Thank you page. And we'll put some text on there to identify that one too. So I'll go to plus and text. Confirmation page. And that way we know when we hit it exactly what page this is. And then just because I can, I'm going to create an unsubscribe page too. I need to get into the habit of doing that anyway. So I'm going to do a blank page and call it unsubscribe. And we'll do a page. And then I'm going to put some text on there to identify it. So we'll go to text and right here. Subscribe. There. Zoom. There we go. And I'm going to save everything that I've done so far. Yay. And then I'm going to do one more page that you guys haven't seen me do yet, but I'm going to go in here and add a page. And this is going to be the subscriber already exists. So subscriber already exists. I'm going to show you how that works as well. So subscriber already exists. And then we'll put some text on there to identify it. And we'll put you are already, spelled right. And we'll put that in there and Shazam. All right, we'll click save and save again. So we've got the basics of this thing made. And all the pages that we have are, we have the home page, which is where the opt-in is. We've got the email confirmation page, which if I was building it all out to look pretty, it would say, thank you for subscribing. You have to do a few more steps before you confirm. And step 1 is this, step 2 is this, step 3 is this. Don't forget to whitelist our email. And here's the way you can do that. So these are instructions on how to confirm their email on the email confirmation page. Then once they click the confirmation in the email, they'll get sent to the thank you page. And if they decide to unsubscribe, they'll get sent to the unsubscribe page. And what happens is on unsubscribe, they'll click the button that will trigger a email. And when they get the email, they'll have to click confirm because it's a double opt out. And when they click confirm, they'll be taken to the unsubscribe page. And then if you try to fill out this form and you're already subscribed to my list, you'll get sent to a subscriber already exists page. And that's where it'll tell you, hey, guess what? You're already a member of my list. Congratulations, right? So you can say whatever you want on that page. So those are the basic pages that we're going to create for this funnel. So I'm going to go ahead and save one more time just because I can and just because I have a little bit of OCD. And now we're going to go ahead and connect this to a domain. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this. Because connecting, we probably need to have the HTML editor closed. And now I'm going to go to my sites. And we should see that new domain there. So Builder All Rocks, it's right there. And I'm going to go to, let's do publish first. We'll make it public so people can see it. That's always good. I'm just going to reload the page. There we go. And now there's Builder All Rocks, and it's actually published. So now I'm going to go to these 3 little dots, and I'm going to go to connect a domain. And I'm going to do builderallrocks.net. And I'm going to choose the CDN region, which is global access. All the other ones are global access too, but this is faster access to my website. Then I'm going to click buy your domain here. And it says, after buying your domain, you'll receive a verification email to confirm your new account in the domains management panel. Yay. And only after this account verification. Will you be able to connect it to your sites in Office? Fantastic. Just access this page again and clicked on the connect domain button. So got it. And buy the domain. So builderallrocks.net, buy the domain. And let's see what we have to do to buy our own domain. It says domain not available to buy from Builderall. So let's try another one. Builderallisawesome.com. So builderallisawesome.com. Let's see if that's available. Yay. So the domain is available for registration for $13.19. I'm going to say okay to that. So register the domain. And here's my customer information. Let me see if I can buy with PayPal. So I'll register my information. So there's my name. There's Tabitha. Company is Builderall. Address is 216 Elm Road, Batesville. This is, you guys are finding out my physical address. If you want to send Christmas presents or birthday presents or anything like that, there it is right there. And I'll put 555 555 5555. So I need to accept the terms. I don't want any privacy protection, and I'm going to register as the customer. And it says allowed password is between 9 and 16 characters. Okay, so we'll redo our password. And let's see there. Okay. And then click there, got it. Okay, let's see if that. This is registering my information. And I think it's still, try to click it again. Step 1 of 2, I've got the name, that. Need to accept the terms. Open that in the link. There it is, there it is, there it is. Make sure I don't have to accept anything at the bottom. There. Okay, so it doesn't look like I have to accept anything.
Is it objecting to the hyphens in your phone number?
Yeah, that's what it is. I think I saw it right as you were going to say it, Chip. All right, and I'll pay with PayPal. Fantastic. And let's see. This is my first experience going all the way through this, so this is actually really exciting. So yay, I'm all paid up, which is fantastic. Now I can return to merchant. And here's the quick start area. Wow, this is the old area, so it takes me to the old quick start. Great. Okay, so now I'm officially connected, or sorry, officially paid. And I think I have to check my email to make sure I'm connected. So let me go back to my sites. And while I'm doing that, I'll check my email and see if I got any new emails. Okay, your domain purchase was successful. Builderallisawesome.com. That's fabulous. And now I'm going to see if it'll let me connect it. So connect domain. Builderallisawesome.com. Right here, CDN all regions, and save. And it says, for your domain to work properly, you must follow these steps. Wait at least 5 minutes. Access the site where your domain is registered on GoDaddy or Namecheap or whatever. And then go to the settings and change the DNS servers. If you already have your domain working with the email service, be sure to contact support to avoid losing connectivity. I get it, connect the domain. And then save. All righty, I get it. All right, so I think we're connected. Let's check in and see. Not yet. We'll give it a few minutes. So we've got everything done. I didn't get an email yet. Can you refresh? And we'll let that work as far as, oh, there we go. There we go, I got my email. So I'm checking my phone right now. And it just says your email address has been set as the registrant for a domain. So I have to click on the following link to verify your email address. So let me click on it. And it says my email address has been verified. So everything is verified now, and it probably should take hopefully just a matter of a couple minutes to set with the domain and connect, and then we'll be ready to go. So I'm going to let all that sizzle a little bit. And while that's sizzling, I'm going to go ahead and work on a couple things. Let me see if I can do email yet. So here's email. And I'm going to add an email to be able to verify it. So I'm going to add an email, and I'll say Shelly@builderallisawesome.com, and my password is secret and a secret, and then add. And it says that's not good enough, so a secret, and add. Fantastic. And then I'll add another email. These are all the emails I always add. So support and same password, a secret. And oops. There we go. And the next one is admin and a secret and a secret. And add. Okay, so I have my main three, which is Shelly, support, and admin. So now I should be able to access those emails. So let's go ahead and click that one. And I can't reach it yet because BuilderAllIsAwesome is not working quite yet. So one of the ways that I can check to see if it's ready is I can use something called DNS Checker. It's called dnschecker.org, dnschecker.org. And I just type in the name, builderallisawesome.com, and then I'm going to go ahead and look at the name server records and search. And I'm going to see if it's registering anything yet, which it's not. It's giving me all X's. So I have to give it some time to actually connect and work. And if it all doesn't work here today, you guys, I'll do a subdomain that's already connected and we can do it faster. But hopefully we can actually connect really fast. So by the time I get the subscriber list made and the email sequence done, we won't even have to do all this because it'll be ready to go. So we're going to abandon the website right now while DNS happens. And DNS propagation is what's trying to happen right now. And that just takes a little bit of time. So we're going to let that happen for us. And then I'm going to go into my dashboard. And we're going to go ahead and start making the subscriber list and all the things that we need to make to get ready. So let me go ahead and go to Mailing Boss.
Shelly, I kind of came up with the name builderallsuperstar.com.
Good. Fantastic.
And I figure this way, once I put together a team, then that's my team website.
Good deal.
Shelly?
Yes.
Wouldn't you add also another email called no reply at
No.
No.
I don't add no reply because it's no reply. I don't want to receive any emails there. I want
Oh,
to
that,
go down into space. I never want to check it.
right. So you don't have to make it up. You just put it on that, on mailing boss as
Yep.
a no reply, but you don't actually have one.
That's
Okay.
exactly right.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
way
yeah.
I never have to check it and never have
Right. That part I knew, but I thought you needed to make it to, in order to, okay, no, okay. Makes
Yep, it
sense.
yeah, it doesn't have to be a verified email, which is good.
Yeah.
Dominic, do you have a question? Or sorry, Darth? There? Dominic, Darth?
You had a question in the chat by Maurice. He was asking when you were back on the Connect the Domain page, he was asking a question.
Oh, I see it. It's is there a distinction to tell whether you have an external domain or a domain within BuildRaw? Right now, I don't know for sure. I don't think there's a distinction. I think you need to keep track of that yourself, which ones you buy through BuildRaw and which ones you have obviously on something like GoDaddy. And I've heard many people say they bought a domain from BuildRaw, but they can't remember what they bought. Yeah, so if you buy a domain from BuildRaw, keep track of it somewhere. Now you're going to have an email record of it because the email that I just got, it told me exactly what domain I bought. So that was good. In fact, I'm going in there right now and I'm going to flag it so that I remember that that's the domain that I bought because it told me which domain I bought. And then I had to click the button to verify the email that I registered to buy that domain. So that's all really good. Okay. Any other questions before I jump back in? Chip?
It could take a little bit for the domain to show up as understated, because sometimes it can take more than a day and it's infuriating because when you buy it, you want to see it, but it really can take, they say up to 48 hours, but it can easily take it.
That's very true. And it's the propagation that takes that long. That's the part that takes so long. The propagation is when the registrar, whomever that is, whether it's BuildRaw or GoDaddy or anybody else, it has to update all the servers in the world to tell them, hey, there's a new domain. And this new domain, if you want to see any websites that are attached to it, you have to have this address to connect. And it's going to connect to this server and it will deliver the website to you. So it's going to get all the instructions on how to get the information for that website. It has to get that all around the world to all of the DNS servers around the world. So, and because I bought a .net, it's going to be, or no, I bought a .com. It's updating the .com. That's a top level domain is what that's called. And it's updating those .coms throughout the world to know where my website is at. So that's what takes so long is it has to send that information out to those servers. So it could take a moment or it could take days. We're going to hope moments so that we can finish this all today with everything that we've set up brand new. That would be fantastic. So we'll just keep an eye on it and do the best that we can. And that's about all we can do, right? So, and if it doesn't propagate, I may actually do a domain from GoDaddy just because I can do that too. And GoDaddy usually works within minutes. I've never had a GoDaddy domain that I bought take more than a few minutes. It propagates super fast. They must have a way to push those domain records out. So let me go back to share screen. Oh, Gabriel, go ahead.
Yes, thanks for, I have 3 questions.
Okay.
What if I already have a domain in GoDaddy? Do I just change the DNS or what do I do to?
Yeah, that's all you do. You just point the name servers towards BuildRaw. And that means that now GoDaddy doesn't handle pointing those records, BuildRaw does. And BuildRaw says where the website is, where the email is, all those records are now on BuildRaw, and BuildRaw keeps track of those records.
Okay. Second question. You showed us yesterday about the no replay when you set up your mailing boss. Did you set up that email? When do you set that one up?
No, that's actually just what Hadassah asked. I never set that up as a valid email. I just leave it as not a made email at all. That way, if they try to send it out there, it goes nowhere.
So you just put that into the mailing boss as the email, but that email doesn't even exist.
Right, doesn't even exist.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, that way you never have to check that one, and you never have to worry about it using up space on your server. You know, nothing. It just bounces around in la la land for a while, and
So
then
will it work? Does anyone out there checks that email? Does mailing boss, will that work because you're putting a fake email technically?
it technically works because you don't have to verify the reply to email.
Okay. All right, good. Last question, is it compliant to use the builderall name into, like you just got, builderall is awesome? Is it compliant by builderall rules, whatever?
Yes, as long as I don't put porn on there, I'm pretty good to go.
Of course. So they let us use the name builderall in our domains, correct?
Yes, the only thing that you need to make sure that you do if you go public with your website is that you identify yourself as an affiliate of Builderall and not the original company. That way, you're covering yourself because you're not representing yourself as the company Builderall. As long as you put that on there and you are an affiliate of Builderall, then you're allowed to use the name. And of course, you cannot have anything illegal, immoral. So you can't have porn, you can't have drug use, you can't have, you know, all those things that you're not supposed to have. So.
And don't make outrageous claims that you're gonna get make $1 million by Tuesday. Yeah.
That's exactly right. And you don't try to make it look exactly like the Builderall site and represent yourself as the company.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Claude, go ahead.
About domains, I purchased the domain back on the 5th of April, right? And I'm looking at my PayPal receipt, and it tells me that I set up this domain from eBusiness4US, right? It's on a recurrent, annual payment.
Right.
And I've been trying to activate SSL. I know this is kind of off topic because we're talking about email today, but since we delved into this, it's okay. So I'm trying to activate SSL for the 7-day free trial and some other funnels. And I put in a ticket to support, and they told me that I have to change the name servers because it's a domain that I purchased from somewhere else, which confused me because I thought that I purchased it from Builderall, and I went back to my records, and I have recurrent payment set up with PayPal for eBusiness4US, right? Now, is it possible that I bought the domain from like GoDaddy and Builderall is taking a payment? That really doesn't make sense, does it?
I'm just thinking they just didn't look at the information correctly. It was probably a support person that maybe rushed through it.
Yeah.
A lot of issues, right? They deal with a lot.
Yeah.
Gently message them again on that ticket, open that ticket again, and give them an image that shows them that you bought it from Builderall.
Done.
And then just make them slow down, pay attention to what you're writing, and also be as clear as possible. Remember that there's a language barrier as well. Many of our support people don't speak English. That's not their first language. They're really good at speaking English, but it's not their first language. So sometimes if they read it too fast and there's maybe not quite enough detail in there, they'll zippity-doo-dah through it and think they have the right answer. And I've been guilty of that too. English is my native language, and I'll still read a post every once in a while and just real quick jump in and give an answer. And it's the exact wrong answer. It's not even close to what they asked.
Right. Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't, making a mistake, because it is frustrating because, with leads come in, you want to send them a trial link, you want to send them through a funnel, and I can't do it because it's not secure, and it's embarrassing, you know what I mean? But, I've sent them the screenshots, and my next move was maybe to make a little video, and they'll just hear me speaking. I'm patient with them though, because they're great. Support has gotten a lot better just in the last 6-7 months. So, okay, but thank you. You're
welcome. You're very welcome. Dominic.
My domain name that I purchased is now worth over $300.
Good. Thanks, Davida. Dominic, you got a question?
Yeah, you got a couple people in the chat asking if you could show how to do the no reply They're asking where
We'll
that's.
absolutely do that when I set up the email sequence and everything. And
I figured you'd show that.
Yep, that's going to be one of the standard setups.
And second about this, when you purchase a domain from Builderall, which I've purchased all mine through Builderall, and I had a problem with one, and it's because I when I signed up for it, I put a typo in my email, so I didn't get the email to confirm it, and I wasn't able to verify it, and I wasn't able to do the SSL on it either. So make sure you verify it, and if you haven't gotten an email from Builderall to verify it, contact them because you may have done a typo like I did.
Yeah, that's actually a very real thing too. Easy to do when you're purchasing domains. I bought Builderall. What did I buy? What did I do? Shelly at, I don't remember what I did. Builderall Diva at gmail.com is what I did. And when I typed it in to get that Gmail address, I typed it in wrong. I typed it in Builderall Diva instead of Builderall Diva. And so now I have the lovely name of Builderall Diva and Builderall Diva at gmail.com. So yes, I did it funky wise, and now it's actually 2 emails instead of 1. And I've done similar with domains, where I went to purchase a domain and typed the domain in a little bit too fast and didn't verify the domain before I clicked buy, and I had to buy the domain twice because I misspelled the domain and it wasn't exactly what I wanted. So I turned around and bought another one. Thank goodness that GoDaddy is not really, really expensive, because it was only a few dollars more and I had the other one. So no biggie. This one's still not resolving. So I think what I'm going to do, I just bought a domain like 2 days ago. So I think I'm going to see if I can forward that to Builderall, and it's from GoDaddy. So I'm going to go ahead and forward that name server over, and so you guys can see me do a GoDaddy one as well. Okay, so I'll get it forwarded, and then we'll try to connect it and see what happens. So I'm going to share my screen, and you guys are going to get to see my GoDaddy account too. So this is really neat. So I'm going to go to GoDaddy. I'm going to sign in. Maybe. There we go. That guy's been on that screen forever. I need to know his name so I know who he is, because I feel like I know him. So right here are all my domains, and I have a whole heck of a lot of domains. I don't even know how many I have anymore. 77. So the one that I bought the other day, just a few days ago, was crushinglies.com, and I just bought that a few days ago. Oh wow, look at the value of that one. Yay me. I may turn around and sell that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on Crushing Lies, and that'll take me into the settings for that domain. And it's set to renew on the 2nd. So you can see that I did buy it just a couple of days ago. I haven't done anything with it yet. So I'm just going to click Manage DNS. And then from here, these are the records that are here right now, which is the A record, the C name, the NS records. These are the name servers, and the start of authority record, SOA record. So there's already several records that are in here, but I want all of my records to point to Builderall. They're going to have all these records plus some to be able to manage my my domain. So right here are the name servers, and I need to change them from the GoDaddy name servers to the Builderall name servers. So let me go into my sites. So go to Builders, Pixel Perfect, and My Sites. And we're just going to change the connection real quick and see if we can get GoDaddy to connect a little faster than Builderall. So I'm going to click here on the triple dots and disconnect the domain, and then click disconnect and OK. And what we should see is that it should reload, and then I should be back to the original name that I gave it. So there it is, Builderall Rocks. And now I'm going to click those 3 dots again, and I'm going to click connect. And then I'm going to type in crushinglies.com. let me make sure that that's the exact right spelling. So crushinglies.com. Yep, I did it. And then I'm going to set it to CDN and then save. And it tells me to use these name server addresses. So I'm going to copy the first one. The second one is exactly the same, except instead of NS3, it's NS4. So I'm going to go to my domain manager, and I'm going to click change on the name server records. And I'm going to create custom name server records. And then right here, I'm going to copy both of those in there, and I'm going to change the second one to NS4 instead of NS3. And then I'll click save. And now they're actually saved in there, and they're going to start propagation really, really fast, hopefully. So if I refresh this page, what you'll see happen is that these records will actually disappear once the propagation starts. So, oops, and I have to, let me, these are the old ones, and these are the new ones. So we're going to go ahead and refresh. And now you see that all those old records have disappeared and the new record is in there, right? The new name servers. So that's the indicator that the propagation has started. And we should hopefully see in just a few minutes, actually, that we might see some results. So here's Builderall is awesome. No, crushinglies.com, crushinglies.com. And I'm going to change it to NS for name servers. And what I'm looking for is that NS3 and NS4. So I'm going to click search. And you see it's already happening in Holtzville, New York. We already have it propagated there. And we got our little check mark right there. And it looks like it's in progress for the rest of them. So Denmark is not done yet. Mexico's not done yet. China's not got it yet. But all the rest of them, it's thinking about it. So we're going to let that run for just a few minutes and see if we get enough propagation that we're happy to go ahead and start building our professional email and connect everything to our subscriber service, subscriber list and email sequence. So we'll give that a few minutes to propagate. So while that's happening, do you guys have any questions for me?
Yeah, Shelly, I have a question. What if you do just instead of just doing all the, what was that called? The GSN, what do you call that?
I don't know. What was it?
The CDN, I'm sorry, all the regions. What if you just click on the USA only, let that propagate first, and then after you build your site, go back and change it? Is that something a good idea to do or no?
Yeah, it won't make any difference because whether you choose a specific region or CDN, it's not going to affect propagation. Propagation is done off of like GoDaddy, not because of the servers you choose.
Oh, okay. There's the servers across the, yeah.
Yeah, because what you're choosing when you do that in Builderall, let's say you chose the USA server, okay? What you're saying is, I want my website to be mostly people from the USA. They're going to access it. So they're going to connect to the USA server and it's going to deliver their stuff. But if somebody in Australia connects and wants my website, they're going to have to come all the way to the US to ask for it. And then it's going to have to deliver it all the way to Australia, right? So it's a long trip via internet. But if you choose the CDN servers, we've got servers all over the world. So when Australia wants to connect to your website, it's just going to go to the closest server and get your website because there's a copy of it on every one of those servers.
I see. All right. Good. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Any other questions about that, you guys? Let's keep going. I'm going to check propagation again because I'm impatient and I want to see if it's done yet. Oh, look, we've got in the United States and in Switzerland and United Kingdom and Germany. There's a lot of places that have propagated already. So let's go ahead and search again. So I'm going to type in search. And this is the typical result you get with GoDaddy is it's a matter of maybe 15, 20 minutes and I have it propagated throughout the world and then I can start testing things. So we're still getting a few places. France, Madrid, Australia is not propagated, but there's a few places here that have propagated. So that's really good. So now let's see if that affects the ability to actually go to the website. So I'm going to go ahead and say, I got it. Let me connect the domain. And so now we've got Crushing Lies on the CDN, and it should reload the page so that it's connected to the domain to the website. And there's crushinglies.com. And let me see if it's actually going to pull up the site. Looks like it's thinking about it. And it's loading and loading and loading. We need the Jeopardy theme now. So I can't quite get it yet. It's still trying to resolve that IP address. So we'll give it a few more minutes and let it test out. And then once it actually connects and I can get the website, I'm going to go ahead and activate SSL. And to activate SSL, all I do is click this triple button and click activate SSL. I think I'm going to unpublish and then republish. That might be a good idea since I've kind of played with it a little bit. I may have confused it just a tad bit, or this may confuse it more. I really don't know. But we're going to just unpublish and then republish and see if that might help as well. So unpublish. And it should reload the page. I think it's thinking about it. Let me go to my sites again. You can see it's thinking. It's really slow. All right, so there's Crushing Lies, and it is not published. It's still connected to the domain, but it's not published. So I'm going to go ahead and publish that and click OK. And we'll make it available to the internet. And again, it's going to reload the page. And Gunther, I love you, but you can't sit with me, buddy. It's taking a while. It's thinking really hard.
So Shelley, let me ask you this while you're doing that. If we don't click publish, we cannot work on the website, you're saying?
You can work on it, but you can't see it live on the internet.
Yeah, so we can still do some work because if you're eager to keep going, you still can do your work, but you cannot see what you're saving, correct?
Correct. And there's a few things that you won't be able to see if you are using the previewer. There's a few things that just they don't show well on the previewer. So I always publish as fast as I can so that I can go to the live site. I very rarely actually use the previewer. I don't like it. So I'm going to go back to the DNS checker.
So to get a good jump start, what if we do this? Set up your domain, buy it in the evening, go ahead and publish and do all this setup, and then wake up in the morning and it's all done or something?
Yeah, especially if you do GoDaddy. GoDaddy is usually really quick about it. And you can see they're already propagating pretty well on a lot of places. It's still not quite enough to get a good resolution from the name to the IP address. It still has to propagate a little bit more before I can actually see the live site. And here's why. If I type in crushinglies.com, it may actually be hitting, I don't know, Canoga Park, California. And if it hits a Canoga Park, California DNS server, it has no information about where my website is. If it hits Holtzville, it does. It knows exactly where to go. But what's happening is when I type it in right now, it's giving me an error. And that error means it's hitting one of these servers that it hasn't propagated to yet. Okay, and that's how DNS works. It has to propagate throughout the world, and then whenever it hits one of those servers that has the correct the correct name server, it will know where to go to find that website. But right now, there's quite a bit in the US that has not propagated to yet, so I can't really do a whole lot because I can't get to my website to be able to verify my email. And we need to verify the email before we can actually do the email sequence. And so we need to get into Mailing Bus to actually verify. So I'm going to let it go a couple more minutes. So while we're waiting, do you guys, and it's propagating, so that's really good. So do you guys have any other questions before we kind of jump in and start to do the subscriber list? and talk about how to set that up. We'll give it about 5 more minutes, and I'll set the timer. Let me set my timer so that I know when 5 minutes is up.
Excuse me, Shelley.
Go ahead.
Davita, if you can mute your microphone, because when you don't mute, it gives a loud noise.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who's that?
It's Davita. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Judy, a lot of times I can't hear on my end, so thank you for letting me know. Okay. And I'm loud anyway, so. All right, yes, you guys have any questions about what we've covered so far? So you've seen actually how to buy a domain from Builderall. You've seen how to set up your name servers from GoDaddy, and those are actually 2 important things. Now, this setting up the name servers with GoDaddy, you saw actually how simple it is. It's actually very, very simple. And no matter what service you have, whether it's one-in-one, GoDaddy, HostGator, there's a lot of services out there where you can buy domains, and the name server setup is really, really similar. The screens aren't the same, of course, because they're different companies, but the setup part is really, really similar. So all it takes is you setting up those name servers to point towards Builderall, and Builderall tells you what name servers to use, right? It'll tell you exactly what name servers to use based on what servers you choose when you're setting up your domain, when you connect your domain. So if you chose like a North American server, it might have told you some different name servers to use to point towards that server. Okay, so just pay attention to what it gives you when you're setting up you're connecting your domain, and then just copy and paste those right into the name servers, and it works beautifully. All right. Well, we have 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So you guys ask me questions for 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Gabriel? Gabriel and then Hadassah.
Yeah, I think David was first, so I'll let David go.
Sorry, I totally missed David. I'm sorry. We have to have like a flag system going on. Let me go. Gabriel, Hadassah, and then David. We'll make sure you get David.
All right. Sorry. If I'm using Outlook a lot, so if I want to set up the way the mail is set up right now through Builderall, I would have to go to what's the email the client called? Rainloop. So I'll have to check everything through Rainloop, correct?
Yes. The initial setup definitely through Rainloop, but you can set up SMTP to be able to then collect it through Outlook or Gmail or anything like that.
So where's the SMTP settings? Is there do I have to call support, or how do I know to set all that up?
Yeah, I have let me write that down in my parking lot. I actually have the address for the SMTP settings, and it's just a web page that you can get to that tells you all the settings that you need. So I'll make sure to put that as a resource in today's replay.
Thank you. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Hadassah?
Yes, I have a question regarding our, so every time we verify our websites, we have to have a website. I mean, every time we verify our names, our domains, we have to have a website set up for it. Does that make sense what I'm asking?
I think that the minimum is to have the name servers pointed towards Builderall.
Right. Yeah.
You have to have it connected to a website. That I'm not positive because I haven't tried to verify a domain, even though I haven't connected it to a website yet. I think that if it's pointed towards Builderall, that's probably good enough, but I don't know for positive.
Okay. The question I have also is because all my affiliate links to promote Builderall, I don't have a website set up to it.
Right.
So,
those are actually pointed towards Builderall, and then when you connect that domain that's pointed towards Builderall to your affiliate links, you don't need a website. It actually does all that for you.
Now, with those affiliate links, can I do a email?
Yes.
Can I send an email?
Yep. If you go into that affiliate funnel area, there's a new button that's been there for not too long, a couple months, that says emails. And that allows you to build an email on the domain you use to connect to your affiliate links.
And I don't have to set up a website for that.
No.
Because that's what I was trying to do, to set up an email for with my domain.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. It's definitely tricky.
Couldn't. Okay.
Let me show you where. So, because I've got a domain connected to my affiliate links too.
Because you know what I get when I go to my sites and I click on the envelope, I get a red circle on it with a line cross.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I was trying to set up an email with my affiliate links, and this red circle kept coming up, and I go, oh,
so
okay.
Right here in the affiliate funnel area, if you've connected a domain, which right there, you've clicked that button and you've connected a domain for your affiliate.
Yes.
Once you do that, then this button right here, the email button, becomes active. And then you can click it and create professional emails for the domain that you connected.
Even though it's my affiliate link domain?
Yes, and that's the domain right here. So if you connect it here, that will allow you to set up your emails here.
Okay.
All right, let's see if we've propagated anymore. So cross our fingers, cross your eyes. Oh, there's some more. Looky there. Oh my gosh. USA. Woohoo. All right, you guys see now, we waited about 5 more minutes, and just about all except for China. China's just kind of dragging their feet all the time, but all the rest of them they've propagated. So now we should be able to click that link and go to the website we've created. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my builders and Pixel Perfect and my sites, and we'll see if it's public for us so we can actually activate SSL next. So there's Crushing Lies. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And it's magically there and active. So now that it's active, I'm going to go ahead and go back in, and I'm going to click the triple dots. And I'm going to activate SSL and click OK. Now this can take up to 2 hours to activate. It usually activates a little bit faster than that for me, but it can take up to 2 hours. So we're just going to go ahead and pretend like everything is wonderful, and it's going to connect, and we're not going to have any problems with SSL. And if I click this, we'll be able to see if SSL is connected, because instead of saying not secure here, it will say secure. So that's what we're waiting on now, is that it says secure instead of not secure. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is actually make sure we can check our emails. So right here, we've created our emails. So I'm going to click that. And I guess it took it all away because I disconnected. So I got to add the emails again. So let me go Shelly. And I'm just going to add this one. We'll only work with this one. But normally I would create the Shelly, the support, the admin. Make sure I get this one right. There we go. And we'll add it. Fantastic. And now we should be able to check that email. So I'm going to click Access Webmail. And it takes me to my Rainloop account. And then I log in with everything that I just created. So that was crushinglies.com and my password. A secret. And it says, nope, it's wrong. So let me try it again. And wrong. So we'll give that a couple minutes to take effect as well. Crushinglies.com. I want to make sure I spelled it right. And sometimes when you create the new email, it takes just a couple minutes for it to actually allow you in. So we are now in, and we can verify our email. So now we're ready to actually get started on the Mailing Boss side. So we set up our website, just the skeleton. We haven't done anything special with the website yet. And then we went ahead and connected our domain. And then we activated SSL, and we created our emails. We know that it's published, and we were able to access the website, and we're able to access email. So now we get to do all the stuff in Mailing Boss that we want to do to connect everything. Now, a lot of times, you guys, people do this way backwards, right? and they create their subscriber list, they create their email sequence, and they haven't verified their professional email yet. So what happens is it takes whatever default email is in the system, and if it's not a verified email, it's going to give you an error at the top. If it just grabs one of the verified emails that you do have, then you've got the wrong email in there. And it gives that wrong email to every single one of the email campaigns that's in there. So if you've got an email sequence that exists before you actually add your verified email, then you're going to have to go in there to each individual email sequence and change it. And it's a pain in the butt. So you want to have all this stuff set up and ready to go before you start setting up the subscriber list and the email sequence, so that you don't have to go back into each individual email to change that from email. Okay, that's a big deal and something that a lot of people don't know. So now that we've got everything set up, let's go ahead and go in and start verifying everything and getting a subscriber list. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to go into Mailing Boss now. So I'm going to go over here to Mailing Boss. Woo, my nose itches. And then Access Mailing Boss. And you can see right here that I'm getting an error for one of my sequences because the from name is not a validated sender. And that's because I didn't have any verified emails. So we're just going to set up a verified email. So I'm going to go to domains first. And there's Crushing Lies right there. And it is giving me a verified equals no. So I'm going to just click on this. And it's giving me instructions. So if I still had my domain hosted, the name servers on GoDaddy, I would have to add all these records in. But I don't have to do that because I pointed all of it towards Builderall. So all I have to do is click Verify DNS Records. And it says your domain has been successfully verified. So now if I go back to that list of domains, I should see that Crushing Lies is actually verified. And now I'm going to go ahead and enable SSL. And it says it's processing the SSL. And I think this is to be able to get a secure email. So you want to always process your SSL, make sure you got that connected to. So the next step is to go into sender emails. And I don't have any here, so I'm going to create a new one. And this new one is going to be Shelly at Crushing name, and then the sender email, Shelly at crushinglies.com. And then I'll do save changes. And what should happen is I should be getting an email inside of RainLoop that tells me, hey, you have applied to verify this email. Click this link and we'll verify it. So I'll go back to where I opened RainLoop, and I'm going to click refresh. And we'll wait for that email to come in so that we can actually verify it. So it may take a few minutes for that bad boy to come in. And while I'm waiting on it, I'm going to stop sharing and see if you guys have any questions so far about that. We've actually verified our domain, and that was easy because we were pointed towards Builderall. So instead of doing all those records and putting them in GoDaddy, all I had to do was click verify domain, and it verified it for me. And all it does is go in and check to make sure that those records are present on Builderall. And if it finds them, then it verifies, it's considered it verified, and your domain is verified. And then the next step is what we just did, which is apply to have that email, Shelly at crushinglies.com. We applied to have that email verified. So now all we're doing is waiting on an email so I can confirm that email address as being a valid email address. Everybody with me so far? Yep, it's a lot of jumping around, but I promise it's not hard once you've done it a few times. And I'll have all the steps that we went through on the replay area on the resources. Judy, go ahead.
Shelley, I've got 5 domain names that I've got set up. They're all pointing to Builderall. And ever since I started, I attempted to follow what you were doing and do all my bits in Mailing Boss and everything, but nothing works anywhere. And now that you're going through all this, I'm really happy. I'm writing really fast. Go through all the points. My question is, can I go back to, like, can I go into Mailing Boss and delete everything to start again?
You can absolutely delete everything and then start again.
Yeah, because I think that would be better, because I've been trying to work out what I didn't have, and it's just, I'm tearing my hair out. So I thought, oh, if I just delete everything, so I've just come back to my domains being in there, and then I'll start fresh with the emails. Yeah.
Yep, that'd probably be a good idea.
Cool.
Let me show you when you go in there. If I go back into Mailing Boss and I go back into that domain area, so there's my domains right there. I have the X right there, so I can delete them and then start again. Okay. Good.
But you just deleted the emails if you went there.
Yeah.
So I'm not deleting the domains.
Okay. Yeah, you can delete the emails as well.
What, do I have to delete the domains too?
I don't know. If it's giving you grief, I might start from the very, very beginning. Delete the domain and let it verify again.
Oh, I see. I understand. Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, me too. I've had so much headache. I've been just for over a week or so in the beginning. I have not followed these steps, and I was banging my head against the wall. Why is not the email connecting? This, oh my God, this is like a, I love you, Shelley. That's all.
I love you too, Gabriel. I'm glad that we're maybe making some sense out of some of this stuff.
It's so much clarity. I'm just in awe. I love Builderall. I love the whole thing. It's just a blessing in the skies. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
I totally agree. Totally. And Judy and Gabriel both, if you go ahead and delete your emails and your email addresses, you're trying to verify them, and you delete your domains, and then you put them in, do domain first and get your domain verified. That's step number one. And then the second is go ahead and create the email that you want verified, and then go into the professional email and RateLoop. Email verify. And if that does not work, then it's definitely a support issue. Okay. Then you don't fight with it anymore, because that's doing it the exact right way. And if it doesn't work, then there's just something going on in the background, and they're just going to have to look at it a little bit deeper. Okay.
Yeah. Now that you've been going through it, I can see, I think I did things back to front. So yeah, I can see that.
Good, good. Okay. So let's go ahead and see if we got our email yet. So I'm going to share our screen, and we'll go into our email if I can find it. There we go. And oh my gosh, there it is. So let's click that. And it says, please click here to confirm the email. So I'm going to click here. And it says, congratulations. Oh my God, we did it, you guys. Let's check and see if it worked. So I'm going to go into Mailing Boss. And here I am back at crushinglies.com, the domain. And that's already verified. So we're going to go into the sender emails. And holy cow, we have a verified email address now. So I can now use this in my subscriber list and my email sequences, and it's going to be a valid email, validated email that I could use as the from email. So I'm actually all ready now to start setting up my subscriber list and my email sequence. So let's go ahead and do that next. Before I do that, I want to make sure, because it's going to take a little bit to do that. Any questions before I jump in?
Yeah, Shelley, I have a question. Once I set up my SMTP in Outlook, do I have to delete the rain loop, or do I have double emails there?
It's like double emails, but oftentimes if you do SMTP, you have the option to remove them from the original server. So it would like remove them from rain loop, so you wouldn't have them in two places. So oftentimes there's just a checkbox that says, after the emails received, remove from the original server. And then you'll have them all only on that server and not on the Builderall server.
I know in my hosting account, they have an option to keep it on the server for so many days or something, I don't mind to have it in rain loop, but once in a while I'll have to go in there and delete them or something, or I guess.
Yeah, either way you can do it. I would definitely say keep them for, I don't know, 3 days and have them deleted. And then just have all the originals on your whatever client you're using.
Yeah, because with Loop, I can log in from anywhere, but with my Outlook, it's only on my desktop, you know, in my office. So that's a good idea. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, guys? You're doing good. You guys are rocking and rolling. So let's go ahead and move on. And now we get the exciting part of creating our subscriber list. So let's go back to our dashboard. And remember to go back to our dashboard. All I do is click this mailing box icon right here. That's the fastest way to get back to the very beginning. And I'm just going to do the subscriber list from here. It's just as easy as any other place. So I'm just going to call this Crushing Lives. And then I'm going to go copy that and paste and paste. And then I'm going to click continue. And then right here, I've got Crushing Lives, Crushing Lives, Crushing Lives, double opt-in, double opt-out, and no tags yet. So I'm going to click next. And then I need my fields, and I'm going to have first name and email. Those are the two that I want to keep. So there's the first one, and I've check marked the second one. And then I'm going to click Save Changes. And now I need to go through all my stock pages and emails. And the first one is the subscribe confirm email. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep that the same. I'm not going to change anything. If we weren't training, I would actually do a little bit of editing on here. Definitely take out the list name. Maybe put, you know, thank you, and then put Shelly Turner, Builderall Diva, and then have the company name. So I'd edit it a little bit. But for now, I'm not going to edit that one. I'm just going to click Save and Next. And then the next thing that pops up is the pending subscribe page. And I'm just going to keep that default as well. But I'm going to show you how to not send the person to that pending subscribe page. We're going to send them to an email confirmation page instead, because this is a butt ugly page and we don't want them to see it. So I'm just going to blow through that one by clicking Save and Next. And then the next one is the unsubscribe confirmation email. So it says to click here in order to officially unsubscribe from the list. This is because I have a double opt-out list and I'm not going to change anything. If I were going to change something, I would take the list name off for sure and edit it just a little bit. Say something like, we hate to see you go, but we understand and we hope that you have a nice life without us. And anytime you want to rejoin, click this link and join us again. So I would change it just a little bit, but then I'll go Save and Next. And then the next page is actually the welcome email. And again, you're going to see me bypass this one. I don't like this welcome email because I don't like the place that it's in. It's too hokey to be able to get to it to edit. And for some people that are brand new, it is hard to remember where this email is. So by default, it is turned off. And I keep it off. So I'm just going to blow through it and go Save and Next. And now we're taken back to our subscriber overview page. This is where we can do just about anything we want to with the list. And the first thing I'm going to do, if you remember, I didn't get to go in and set up my from email, and I didn't get to go in and set up my different company information. So I want to make sure that those are checked along with setting up that subscribe URL page, or sorry, subscriber exists URL. So I'm just going to click this update right here. And when I go to the update, it gives me these 4 buttons that I didn't get the first time around. And I'm going to go into the advanced area. And this right here, the subscriber exists redirect, that one I'm going to fill out, but I have to have the URL of the exact page. So to do that, I'm going to go into my HTML editor to get it. So I have to reopen my website. So I'm going to go here to my sites. And I'm going to grab that URL. So right there's Crushing Lives. I'm going to edit. And when I go into edit, thinking about it. There we go. Then I'm going to go to the pages and into my layout. And let's see, I was doing the subscribe already exists. So I'm going to click on that gear. And there's the name of that page. That's actually the address of that page. So I'm going to highlight that and copy it. And then I'm going to go to the actual website. right? So it's crushinglies.com. Then I'm going to do a little slash, / and then paste the name of that page. And then I'm going to click enter, and that should take me to that page, which it does. So I need that entire URL right there. So I'm going to click on that and copy it. Then I'm going to go back into Mailing Boss, and I'm going to paste it with the HTTP in there. Just like that. To make, and I'm just going to keep out the www. HTTP : / crushinglies.com / subscribe - already - exists. So that is the page that will show up if they try to opt into my form and they're already a subscriber. And I think it was either Claude or Willie that was asking me about this specific issue that pops up where it pulls up that ugly page. This will allow you to not have that page show. It will show the page that you created instead of that but ugly stock page, okay? So now I'm gonna go ahead and click the from email. And when I choose the down button, there's my email that we just verified. So I'm gonna click that. And then there's my no reply. And I'm gonna make that crushinglies.com. And let me give you another hint, you guys, to avoid spam, the spam folder. The from email domain needs to be the same as the reply to email domain. If you have two different domains showing, the email clients don't like that, and they will ship it off to spam because they think that there's something hokey going on. So the from email domain needs to be the same as the reply to email domain, okay? All the rest in here, I'm gonna leave as default, and I'm gonna click Save Changes. And so I got those changes saved. The next thing I'm going to look at is my company details. So I'm going to click on that. And this is where I can change the information that's default and change it to this specific subscriber list. So if they subscribe to this list, I can have different company information than if they joined a different list. Okay, so we'll make this Crushing Lies. And in the industry, we'll pick just any old industry. Let's say business and finance, country, zone. We'll say it's Mississippi because that's actually where I live. There's my address and my city, state, zip, and my phone number. I'll go ahead and put that in, 555-555-5555. And my website is http://www.crushinglies.com. Fabulous. So I've got all that information filled out, and it will actually put it all together right here. And if you remember, it's company full name or company full information or something like that. That's a tag that's at the bottom of every email. And that is a concatenation tag, which means it's going to take all of these tags and put them together in one tag. So whatever you've got filled in here, it's going to actually put it in the appropriate tag, and then it's going to put all those tags together or into one tag. Okay, does that make sense? Hopefully it does. So once you get it filled out to what you want it, then I'm going to click Save Changes. And now that's been saved. So now everything, well, I got one more preset up, and this is the biggest one that drives me nuts. In fields, I'm going to click my fields. And in there, I've got the email and the first name. And I hate the fact that they're upside down, right? I just hate that. I'm OCD. So I'm just going to change the sort order. So I'm going to click this one for email, and it's going to be number 2, and first name is going to be number 1. And then the other thing I want to do is I want to make first name required so that they have to give me a first name or they can't fill out the form. All right, so there we go. We got that filled out. I'm going to click Save Changes. And now my subscriber list is actually ready to go. And if I go back to the homepage of Mailing Boss, you'll see that it is the first one on there, the first card. And that's because it was the last list that I was in, or the last list that I built. So those are all the steps that I go through to set up my subscriber list to make sure it's got everything in there that I need before I start creating my email sequence. So everybody with me so far? Yep. Any questions? Claude.
I always have my mouse like 2 screens over, Shelley. I'm sorry.
Right? And that unmute is like, it catches everybody surprised. They're like, wait, okay, hold on just a second.
Okay, so my questions are these. I noticed you putting HTTP and instead of HTTPS inside of Mailing Boss. Does it matter? Because when you say it doesn't matter.
Yeah, once you send it, if you've got SSL enabled, it'll flip it to HTTPS.
And my next question was in the ordering of the fields that you just redid, you changed it to 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Is it okay to leave it as 0, 1?
Yeah, it absolutely is. But
Okay.
my brain can't deal with that.
Okay.
1, right? When I
Okay.
start counting, I don't ever say 0, 1, 2. It's always
Right.
1, 2, right? So for me, it's going to always be 1, 2. But absolutely, you can do it as 0. There's even negative numbers. So you could technically do -2 and -1, right?
Wow. Yeah, see, my brain is afraid to leave, poor Mr. Zero out, and I might crash the whole internet. Thank you, Shelley.
That's too funny. All right, I think Willie Bradley might have had a question. Willie, you got a question? No? Okay, fabulous. Gabriel.
Yes, I was gonna ask you is there anywhere we can set up a signature for each domain in Mailing Boss?
There actually is a way to set up a signature, and I promise if I have time, I'll show you.
And can it be done per each domain? Because if I have several websites, so the question is, can I do that? Great. Second question to that, can I also insert a picture, email, domain name, a message? And I do have several domains that I like to put on there because I'm indirectly marketing to them. Can that be done?
Ask the question again because I didn't quite understand what you're asking. So ask it again.
Okay. So for each domain, I like to set up a signature, specific signature for each domain, for each website that I'm working. Number 1. Number 2, can I insert a picture of myself, just in the signature? Here's my headshot, right? Smiling with the email, reply email, domain, a signature message, kind of like a branding message. And I also have maybe 2, 3 other domains that I like to put in the signature, which I'm technically marketing to them indirectly because, hey, it's under the oh, let me check on this. What is this? Boom. And they go to my other site. Do you get my point?
Yeah, the custom tags that you're going to use to be able to create your signature, I don't think they have the ability to put an image in there. So what you could do is actually create a custom template, because you can go in there and create your own template and then pull the template in. And in that template, you can have that bottom portion that has your signature in there every time.
And are the links clickable?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so show us that if you get a chance. Thank you.
Okay, I will. Dominic, go ahead.
I think what Gabriel is asking is, you know how like when you send an email and you have your profile picture, I think that's what he's asking about. He's asking about that profile picture. And I think I saw a tutorial on that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you can't do it as a custom tag, I don't think, but because I think that's only text, but you can create a template. And in that template, it has whatever you want as your signature at the bottom, and then you can pull that forward. So there are ways to do it. It's just a little different.
Not the signature. I think he's asking 2 questions here. Yes, on the signature, but you know how like in your Gmail, you have your profile picture, and when you send an email and that comes to somebody, they see your little smiling face next to your name. I think that's what he's asking. Is that correct? No?
No,
Okay.
on the bottom of the email, you have your message, and on the very bottom, it's a signature. So sincerely, Gabriel, blah, 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 my mugshot, my email, domains, and the brand message, very short little message there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I have several domains, maybe 3, 4 other domains that I like to put under my signature, under my, email, etc. So that way people say, oh, what's this? What's the mailingboss.com?
Right.
I don't know. because he's builder all. What's mailing boss? You know? Oh, let me click on that. Boom. Indirectly, you're marketing.
Right. That's absolutely correct. And I think the best way to do that full functioning kind of signature is going to be to create a template and then just start the email with that template that you've created.
So that's the question. If you can show us that.
Yep, I will do my best. That may be a tomorrow thing. It's probably not going to be a today.
Thank you. I won't be here tomorrow if you can remember to do that.
I've written it down already, so I got it.
Thank you, Shelly.
That parking lot every time, so no worries. I'm fabulous with the parking lot. David, go ahead.
I think we talked about this before on another thing. Mm-hmm. Is it possible to add Wise Stamp to any of your mailing boss emails?
What is it, David?
Wise Stamp. It's WISESTAMP. It's a pretty cool thing. I used to add it to the bottom of my Gmail. It's part of my Gmail. I had it, and you used to just make your little profile there. It had your little image. It had all your details on it as well. I think that's what Gabriel is sort of saying, right? It would be nice to put it on the bottom, but it might be worthwhile Builderall looking at that if people wanted to use that, because it is. I let you see it here. The wisestamp.com. It used to be free. I think they put a charge on it now.
They are coming out with a new email editor. So everything we go through today, by 3.0, I'll have to be reteaching you.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good.
And
that's really good.
I haven't seen it yet, so I don't have a clue what it's going to look like as far as editing. But I have to say that it's probably going to be better than what we have right now, because the editor is actually a stinker to use, especially if you pull in templates that are pre-made. They're very difficult to edit and very difficult for you to get it to look exactly like what you want it to look like. So I'm super duper excited to see what they've got for us on the editor so that we can check that out. Now, as far as WiseStamp, if they've got the HTML code to be able to do that, you can put the code in there. We've got the
well, then that's it. That's exactly what you're looking for then, Gabriel.
Yeah, you can actually do that and just add the source code. And then from there, it will have exactly whatever that source code says.
That's the job done. Yeah, brilliant. Okie dokie.
Yep. Easy peasy, nice and breezy. That's the way we like it. Any other questions before we jump into the actual email sequence?
I just want to say thank you again, Shelley, because any question that I ask, you never say, I don't know. I can't do that. You know, you got answers for everything. Thank you.
But you never know. I could be like so totally wrong and so totally lying to you. You just never know. but I'm not. I'm telling you the absolute truth. And here's the thing, guys, or as Eric says, here's the thing. I click every button when I'm testing stuff, and I play with everything. And like Claude just said, I try to break the internet. And in the process of trying to break the internet, I actually figure out a lot of stuff. So I'm really blessed that way, because that's just kind of the way my brain works. So I suggest to you guys to do the same thing. Don't ever be afraid to click here, click there, check this out, check that out. I get all excited when there's a new button. Chip has been through a lot of my training, and when I see a new button, I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, a new button. Let's click it and see what happens. Right? It's just always, to me, it's always really exciting, because it's something new I'm going to learn about that particular platform or a feature or something like that. I encourage you to do the same thing. Don't worry about breaking anything, because there's support out there that's going to help you. There's me doing the boot camps. Hopefully I'll walk you through some of these things that can help you figure out maybe what you did or didn't do right. So to me, it's all relative. If you're not clicking and investigating, you're not going to figure anything out anyway. So click, investigate, play with it. This is your playground. Every bit of this is your playground. So play. And then when you play enough, you're going to be able to really effectively use it for your business. No doubt about it. Okay. All right. And thank you, Gabriel, for being so kind. I think you said thank you about 64,000 times today. And I actually really do appreciate it. It's really, really sweet. And I really appreciate it. All right, guys, I'm going to jump in and we're going to cover the email part of it. So let's go to share my screen. and I will share my screen. And right here, we know that we've got the subscriber list all ready to go. Everything's done. Everything that we can configure that means anything important, we've configured it. So now let's go ahead and do our email sequence. So I'm going to go into campaigns, and I'm going to go into email sequence, and I'm going to start a brand new email sequence. And you can see that I've already got quite a few. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose create new. And I want you to make sure that when you're creating a new sequence, it says create new sequence right there, because you might have accidentally gone into the campaigns and then click create new, and you would only be creating one email. But with the sequence, we have the ability to create more than one email. Okay, so that's important to watch. So I'm creating a new sequence, and I'm going to name it according to what list I'm attaching it to. This again is important to me because I've done it all the wrong way. So I figured out how to do it the right way so that when I go into certain areas of Mailing Boss, I can identify what on earth I'm grabbing to be able to do like a rule or some type of automation. If you've named it really carefully, you'll be able to tell what you're pulling. So I'm going to name this Crushing Lies because that's the list that it's connected to. Crushing Lies list, email sequence 1. So Crushing Lies list, that tells me exactly what list it's going to be connected to. And then email sequence 1. So I can have multiple sequences going out. This is the first one that goes out. Okay, so it's very descriptive of what it is. And then in the list area, I'm going to choose, and I'm going to grab that Crushing Lies list. Right now there's 0 subscribers. There are segments I could choose if I wanted to. I don't want to, but there's already 8 of them in there that are default. And I could grab any of these, but I will tell you guys that I have not had a lot of luck grabbing the default segments. I have a lot better luck creating my own sequence segments. So if I go in and create my own segment, it actually works better than these segments that are by default. So I rarely, if ever, grab these default ones. I was going to just make my own. And then it says, who do I send it to? I'm going to send it to future subscribers only. And then I'm going to click Save and Edit Sequence Emails. And there we go. I guess we'll start with just 2 emails in the beginning. So let me go ahead and edit the welcome message. Remember, this is my actual welcome message, not the other one that's at that other weird area in the stock emails and stock pages. That's turned off. And this one is going to be my welcome email. So let me go ahead and get it started. The campaign name is going to be Crushing Lies email sequence 1 welcome email. There we go. So again, this is going to a very important naming convention. And let me go ahead and put list there to identify that it's part of a list. So I can see based on the campaign name that it's a part of the Crushing Lies list. It's in email sequence number 1, and it's the welcome email. So why am I telling you all this? Because there are areas in Mailing Boss where you have to grab an email campaign. And if you only named it welcome email for every single welcome email that you have for every single sequence, if it only says welcome email, when you go to start grabbing that campaign, you've got 15 welcome emails there. And you don't know which one is the one that's connected to the right list. All right, so this is how you solve that problem, is you name it with the list that it's a part of, the sequence that it's a part of, and then what email is it. Okay, I promise you, this will save you so many headaches. So then the subject line, I'm just gonna say, welcome from Shelly. From, not from. There we go. And then in here is the text of the list. So I'm going to go ahead and put welcome or hello. Howdy. That's more like me. Howdy. And then I'll put my cursor right there, and I'm going to find the available tags. And from here, I'm going to scroll down until I find the F name. Because remember, I told you, to me, it's really important to put the name in there. So howdy F name, which for me would be Howdy Shelly. And then I'm just going to type in something, a little something for you. So Shelly is, I am so excited that you decided to join me in in the Builderall boot camp and learn about email marketing. There we go. So then let me go ahead and put a link in there for you. So I'm going to enter again, and you can access the Builderall boot camp anytime by clicking. All right, so the clicking here, I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. And I'm going to go over here to where the little link area is, and I'm going to click that. And then I'm going to put builderallbootcamps.com. And then right here, the target, I can choose to, I guess it doesn't give me a choice. It's going to open it in a new window. And I'm going to click OK. So you see now that's a clickable link. And if I get someone to click that, it's going to actually up my reputation, right? So that is fantabulous. We like that. So then I'm going to enter and see you round the internet. Kelly Turner Builderall feed. There we go. So I got a real short email there. And again, this is going to be in this view. It's the basic editing. It's not going to be any kind of frills here. You're just kind of putting the text in there. If you want to make it pretty, you can pull these in if you want to. These are the elements. These do help you make a pretty email, but some of them can be a little bit tricky to try to work with. So I am completely okay with working with a plain Jane email. So I'm going to say that I like the way that is. And so I've got the campaign name, the subject name. I've got a bit of body. I put my tag in there. Right here is the available custom tags. And we're going to talk about those in a minute to be able to put your signature in there. And then I'm going to call that email done. And it's processing. And then it takes me to my analytics. But I want to edit this email sequence because I only have one email in there. So I'm going to add another one. So I'm just going to click edit the sequence. And I'm going to add another email. So I'm going to click add email. And it's thinking about it. And now it's created a second email for me. And that's this one right here. So it says crushing lies list, email sequence 1, and then welcome email. And I'm going to change this to email number 2. And I'm going to say, oh my gosh, you stuck around for 2. There we go. So now I can actually just edit this, and I'm going to say, hello, fname. And then I can't believe you stuck around to receive email number 2. I think you deserve a round of applause. There we go. And don't forget to check out the Builderall boot camp at by clicking here. All right, so then I'm going to put another link, and it's to the same place. So by clicking here, I'm going to put a link in there, and it is builderallbootcamps.com. There we go. So now that's my second email, and I've got my name in there. I've got a small message, got my subject line in there, and I'm going to click done. But the reality is, am I done? No, I still have to decide what days I want them to go out, and I have to activate them because they're paused. So I'm just going to go back and edit the sequence again. And this time I'm just going to click on the days. So the welcome email, I'm going to click the day right there. And I wanted to send to future subscribers. I want it activated immediately. So as soon as somebody subscribes, they will start to trigger their message. I want this to go out after they subscribe, 0 minutes. Here we go. And then save changes. So this is now set to go out immediately. And there'll be no pass and go, no collecting 200. It's going to go out immediately. And then the second one, the email number 2, I want to go ahead and set the time for that. And I want it to go to future subscribers. I want it activated immediately. after they subscribe, and I'm going to say 1 hour after they get the first one, which is fabulous. So I'm going to click Save Changes. And it's going to reload again. And now you're going to see the order in which they're going to go. When you save the time stamp, you'll see that it puts them in order of the time that they're going to go. So I've got this one going out at 0 minutes and this one going out at 1 hour. And remember always that even though the first one is set at 0 minutes, that doesn't mean that as soon as you subscribe, it's going to go out that second and you can check your email. Because what happens is it's triggered at 0 minutes, but it goes into a queue. And if that queue is long, it may take it a while before it's actually really sent out. So you may have to refresh a little bit. It shouldn't take longer than about 5 or 10 minutes, but the reality is it may not go out exactly as fast as you want it to. And then the 1 hour, it's the same thing. It will trigger in an hour, but it's going to trigger into a queue. And then it may go out in an hour and 5 minutes later instead of just an hour. Okay, so you can't really have a stopwatch and say, doink, it did not come immediately because it has to go into a queue. And then the next really important step in this is to activate, but I'm not going to activate because I want to show you one more thing before we actually activate. So I'm going to call this done right now, knowing that both of these emails are paused. So I'm going to click done. And right now, because they're both paused, neither of them are going to send. So if somebody signs up to my subscriber list, they will absolutely not get these emails. They will not, okay? So I have to do a couple of little things before I want to activate. So I'm going to go into my campaigns, and I'm going to go to email sequence. And there's my email sequence right there. But what I want to do is I want to look at the individual emails, and I want to show you a couple things that you need to know to make sure that you can get to if you need to. So right here, I'm in my sequence, but I want to go to manage campaigns. So I'm going to click there. And there's my 2 emails that are in that campaign, right? So Crushing Lies, email sequence 1, there's my welcome email and my email number 2. So because I have it paused, I have a little icon here that is update. If it was active, this would not be there because you cannot edit it while it's active. So I'm going to go ahead and click that update to be able to get to this information. And when you go this direction, you get a little bit more, just like when you go the other way for the subscriber list, you get a little bit more information to edit. This is a little bit more information to edit. So you have the ability to do a lead score. So I could actually decide that I want to do a lead score of at least 50 points. And a lead score is made by them opening an email and clicking a link. So if they've opened the email, you get a certain amount of lead score. If they click a link, you get a certain amount of lead score. You can actually set the lead score of what you want it to be every time they open or every time they click a link. And then if you want to only send to people that have been opening your emails and clicking your links, you can define what that lead score is to be able to send to them. So it's another way to segment your list. And then if you had any tags available, you could actually choose the tags right here and only send to the people that have these tags, okay? So those are a couple of features that don't show in the other way that we build the email. And then I'm going to click Save and Next. And then here, this is pretty standard, right? But if I want to change that from email, because I have so many, I go right here to change the from email. And all I have to do is click the down arrow, and whatever emails I have available, I can actually choose them. And I want you to notice there's a mailing boss from name, a mailing boss from email, and a mailing boss reply to. Let me show you where that's at. If you go into the profile and you go to account information, and when I go into account information and I go into tags, all the way at the bottom, right here, I can put a mailing boss from name, a mailing boss from email, and a mailing boss reply to. So I can put my email that I want to use in there. It still has to be a verified email, but you can use that email in the from email. Okay, so that's another really important and kind of neat thing that you can do. So I'm going to go back into Mailbox and I'm going to choose.
It's me, Shelley.
Sorry,
It's
go ahead.
already. Yeah, hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Great, great. Just to understand the place you've been into the profile section.
Yep,
So I understand more about this area. What is the advantage or the purpose of putting the information in this section? What is the point of putting the data in this part? What will it make happen in my opportunity to deliver better emails? So what is the...
No, it's not. It's just to grab any old email address as long as it's verified. For me, it would be a great advantage if I had pretty much a standard email that I use to send out to actually put that right here. Because if you look at my main account, I've got probably 100 emails, probably more than that, because I gave everybody on my first tier Team Awesome, builderallteamawesome.com email address. So I literally have to scroll through all those addresses to find the one that I want to use. But if I did it right here, I could grab one really, really quick.
That's the main one that you will use most of the time.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And it's valuable for the other URLs, additional URLs here?
Yes. Whatever email that you have verified, and it's the domains connected and the email that you're going to use, you can put that in this right here.
Okay. Only the other data?
Yes. Yes.
Only in this section, you mean, like not above, like additional URLs is something completely different. Has nothing to do with what we talk.
That's correct. These are for the auto funnel tags that are in the website builder.
Ah, okay, okay. Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome very much. So let's keep going. So we chose our from email, and then I want you to notice that my reply to email is no reply. And remember, guys, I did not create this email. So if anybody tries to click reply to one of my emails, it's going to say no reply. And if they don't notice that it says no reply and they try to fill out an email for me and send it, it's just going to float around internet space for a while and probably blow up somewhere in China. So I just never receive it because I haven't created that email because I don't want to check these emails. Every single one of my websites is going to have some way to contact me through the exact support method I want to use. And I have actually a OS ticket system that I use. So instead of doing it by email, I have a ticket system for every single one of my business websites, so they can actually go through there to ask me questions or get support. So I don't want to check these emails, so I set it as no reply. This one right here is just the tag. It's going to input their email address for you for the to email. Okay. Then I don't want to change the subject. It looks great to me. So I'm going to click save and next. And here's where the money shot is. This is where I wanted to show you because you don't get all this functionality in the other way of doing it. This is where you get increased functionality because now you can actually do upload template where you can create templates in the system. And if we have time, I'll show you where the templates are and how to do that. You can also change the template if you want to or select a different template. And this one right here to me is the most important. You can test your template, which means if you click this button, you can actually send a copy of this email to yourself so you can see what it's looking like, to just test it and see if it's looking the right way. So Gabriel, if you're wanting to create a signature, but you're not real sure how it looks, how it's going to look on a live email, you can send a test to yourself and you can actually see what it's going to look like. Okay. And then down here at the bottom, you've got some additional features, including show plain text. This to me, I always go into and work with because I always want a plain text version. And all it is a version of your email with no HTML formatting at all. And so I just check that to make sure it has everything in there that I want. Remember that it has a link right here. So it should put that link right down here because you can't click in it because it doesn't have HTML. So you need to check your plain text just to make sure that it's exactly what you want in there. Okay. And then the other thing is you have an HTML editor here. You have to save, but before but after you save, if you click this area right here, you all of a sudden have a very different way to edit your emails using HTML. and you can add source code in there, like from that WISE app that you just were showing a few minutes ago, David. So this is where you can edit the actual HTML and add code in there. And then you have the same things here that you had in the other editor, which is the tags, the custom tags, and auto funnel tags. So there's the same functionality right there. But I wanted to show you this because you've got those additional things up here. To me, the most important being test template, and then changing the HTML if you want to put special code in there, or actually special features in there that you can't do with the plain text. And then you want to make sure that you take a look at your plain text email to make sure it matches what you're sending out here. And if it doesn't, all you do is just copy everything and then paste it down here and you're good to go. Okay. So once you've checked that and everything looks copacetic, you can actually then just allow it to process and activate it. So I'm going to click cancel here. And this is some really strange stuff that you can't get to normally, so ignore this. And I'm going to go ahead and go to my campaigns again, go to email sequence, and then I'm going to go to manage campaigns. And I'm going to say that everything is ready to go on these. So I'm going to go ahead and activate them. And to activate, I'm going to go to the campaigns again, or sorry, the sequence again. So I'm going to go to manage sequence. There's my sequence right there. And I'm going to go to update. So I go through all this again just to check it, and then save and edit the email sequence, the emails themselves. And I'm going to click activate. And so I've activated that one. And then I'm going to click activate again. And I've activated that one. And now both of these are actually ready to go out. So as soon as I get subscribers to the list, the first one will send. And then 1 hour later, the second one will send. So now I'm going to click done. And then I have some analytics that I can look at. Okay, so everything's active. Everything's set the way I want it. I've got my emails that have the correct from email. Actually, I want to check that again because I think I checked the first one, but not the second one. So let's jump in and make sure I have the right email. So I'm going to go to sequences, and then I'm going to go to campaigns. And both of these are active, so I have to pause them. There we go. And this is email number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and go to edit and save and next. And there's the correct email. So that's really good. I don't have to do anything more. So I'm going to cancel out of that. Then I'll go back to my campaigns again. So there's that campaign. I'll go to click on that one. Oops, nope, backwards. Sorry, guys. I was thinking about something else. My poor brain just went nuts. So I'll go to manage campaigns. And then there's the welcome email. And I'll pause it. And then I'll make sure to go to update to make sure it's got the correct from email. And there's the from email. So it's absolutely correct. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to click cancel. And now I'm going to go back to those campaigns and I'm going to activate them. Okay, so I'm going to go to manage campaigns. And then right here is the activate button or unpause. So I'm going to unpause that one. And I'm going to unpause that one. And now we're actually ready to go. Those are all ready. We verified that we got our correct emails in there. We've got everything else in there that we wanted. We activate them. We activated them. So everything should be ready to finish setting up our website and connecting so that now we can test it to see what happens with this email. So before I keep going, I want to stop sharing and make sure you guys got to see everything and you understand everything I did.
Yes, I do. Shelly, I have a question.
Okay.
On the dashboard, would we be able to see if we want to dig deeper into the subscribers and see who's clicking on the emails and who's not, who's opening, or you just get everybody, just the dashboard overall?
Yeah, I'm going to show you how to go into the specific subscriber and see what's happening with them. I'll show you. You can see, okay?
All right. And then yesterday I asked you a question about you set up the 2 emails right now. And now if I want to, because this is my avatar, they get the first 2, 3, 5 emails. And now I want to send them back to this list now, which is everybody. How would I do that? This is, I don't know, that's the connection right there. How do I
haven't set that up this time, but you do that at the very beginning. And the easiest way to do that is actually in workflows. When you have that subscriber list inside of workflows, you can actually click the green arrow and then choose, after this, subscribe, copy, and then choose, when you choose copy, it'll give you the choice of what list you want to copy that person to.
Okay, yeah, we talked about it yesterday. It's much easier to see it, but anyway, thank you.
Yeah, if you go back to the Mailing Boss bootcamp, we actually did it.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll check it out again. Thank you.
Great. So the next step, you guys, is to update our website to connect the opt-in form to the actual Mailing Boss, and then to connect to all those pages. So let's finish out our website so we can actually see that working. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into share, and we'll go back to our website. So here's our website right here. We didn't even close it. How great is that? So I'm going to go back to my pages, and we'll start first with the opt-in page. And I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go to configure. And this is where I connect it to Mailing Boss. So I'm going to click Mailing Boss, and then I'm going to find my Crushing Lies list, which is right there. And now it's connected. So I'm going to click save, because save is my friend. And now I'm going to go to right click it again. So right click, and now I'm going to go to change URL. And here's where I do the pending subscribe, subscription confirmed, and unsubscribe confirmation. So remember, the pending subscribe is going to be our email confirmation page. This is where they filled out the form, but they haven't confirmed their email yet. So we're going to send them to the instructions on how to do that. So I'm going to click no action, and then I'm going to click page, and then I'm going to select the email confirmation page, and then OK. And now for subscription confirmed, this is the page we want them to go to when they get their email and they click confirm. What page do we want to send them to? If we do not set this page, it will send them to the but ugly page that Claude does not like. So we're going to change it to the pretty page that we made, which it's actually not that pretty, but you guys will make it very pretty. And that is the thank you page, right? So I'm going to click no action. I'm going to go to page, and I'm going to do select, and I'm going to send them to the thank you page. And then I'm going to click OK. And now what happens if they decide to unsubscribe? What page are we going to send them to? Well, that's the unsubscribe page. And that's where we say, I'm so sorry to see you go, but we understand. I have 160,000 emails, so I get it. If you want to rejoin us, here's the link to rejoin us anytime, right? So we want to send them to the unsubscribe page once they click that they want to unsubscribe. So I'm going to click no action, and I'm going to click page, and I'm going to pull down and go to unsubscribe page, and then OK. And now I've got all three of those set. I'm going to click confirm, and then confirm. And then I'm going to go ahead and save, because save is my friend, and then save and publish. And now every single thing that we've done should actually be in the live website. But because I've attached a domain, it takes up to 5 minutes to actually see the change. But you can't see the change because the list doesn't, you can't see the change. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to plus, and I'm going to go to boxes, and I'm going to pull what I call a Shelly box. So I'm going to click the box, and I'm going to put it right over here in this corner, so it's kind of out of the way. So right there. And then I'm going to click save and save again. And what that allows me to do is I can refresh my page now. And when that box shows up, that means it got all the changes that I just did. So let me look at your faces to see if you understand that. Sometimes it's real tricky to see the changes, right? And then you'll go and test it and you're like, dang it, I just changed it and it's not working. And it's because it actually, the live version didn't get the changes you made yet. So that what I call the Shelly box, but I didn't name it that. It was actually Mike Nelson that named it that. But if you use the Shelly box, that'll help you to see exactly when those changes are ready. And all I do, guys, is if I make another change, I just change the color of the box and then save. And then when I see that the box color changes, I see that it caught all the changes that I made. Okay, so use that Shelly box to help you so you don't keep testing it when it doesn't have the changes you made. Okay, so let's go ahead and go and look at the live version and see if it's ready. So I'm going to click share. And we'll go to the live version and let's see if I can find the live version. I think that's it right there. So let me let this little bar disappear for a minute. And then I'll go to the website. And it's got the box, so it's actually ready to go. So now what I want you guys to do is I want all of you guys to go ahead and join this list. And I promise you, I'm not going to add you to any of my email lists or anything like that. This will all be gone in probably another day or two. But join the list, use a valid email so that you can actually confirm it, and we can see what happens when you confirm and you actually get those emails. And then we'll actually see if you're getting them in spam or not. So I'm going to join with a real email address of mine. And to join, all you need to do is go to crushinglies.com. So I'm going to go Shelly, because that's my name, and then skydivingdiva@yahoo.com. And then join this list today. And it should take me to the email confirmation page where I would have instructions that tell me, go check your email, click the confirm here, and then congratulations, you've joined the list. So now what I have to do is go to Yahoo and confirm my email. So I'm going to do that right now. So Yahoo. Jamie. So in Yahoo, if it decides to pull up, there we go. I'll check my email. And I'm going to refresh my email. Let it load real quick. And there we go. We'll refresh it. And I don't see it in the inbox. So let's see if it went into spam. There's a real possibility. There it is right there. So this is a brand new email. And it's shipped right into spam. So I'm going to go ahead and click here. And I'm going to go ahead and confirm. So now I've got a valid open and a valid click. And for some reason, it sent me to the email confirmation page. I don't know why it did that, because it should have been the thank you page. So we have to check and see why it did that. But the next thing I'm going to do is where it says Shelly@crushinglies.com. I'm going to actually make sure to make sure it's not named as spam. I'm going to, figure out how to do this. Let me go back to the spam box. And let's see, I think I can maybe do this. Nope. Do this maybe? Nope. So check mark and not spam. So that should be sending it to the inbox now. And hopefully from now on, this will go to the inbox for me, right? So that's the goal here is I have opened it, I've clicked a link, and I've whitelisted it. So now every time I get an email, I should hopefully get it right here. So now I should have triggered a welcome email. So I should get that hopefully at any point. And I don't know if I de-spammed it fast enough or not. Let's see. I don't see one from me that is my welcome message. So I'll just keep checking the inbox. And so far, the only issue has been that it didn't open the correct page when I did the confirm. So I'm going to go back to my list and I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to change URL. And it says that it should be going to the thank you page. So I'm not real sure why it's not going to the thank you page. So we're just going to click confirm and OK. And I'm going to change this color so I can make sure I get the color change. Change it to pink.
Shelly, what if you highlighted the long URL that's listed on the same page instead of just click here?
What? I'll check that out for sure. Let's see. Let me go back to email and Tabitha. And it says click here. And then it says for if any reason you cannot access the link, copy this URL. So we'll check that out. So right there. And we'll put that into.
It says confirm subscribe.
Yeah, it's probably, it says use this form to update your information. So it's actually got me already as, it should have me as confirmed. So let's go to Mailing Boss and check out and see what happened. Because that's really weird that it did that. So all I'm going to do is go into the Mailing Boss main page. There's my Crushing Lies. And I'm going to go here to subscribers. And this is where I'm going to start checking if they're confirmed or not, and if they got the welcome email or not. So I'm going to click this. And here's all the lovely people that have subscribed. And we've got a couple that are confirmed already, right? And then let's see if we can find Shelly here. Where's Shelly? She must be on the next page. So there's Shelly right there. And to look and see all about Shelly, I'm going to click this little circle with the exclamation point. That's the overview. So I'll take a look at that. And that tells me all of the email lists that she's already a part of. So if you'll notice, I'm not just a part of Crushing Lies. I'm actually in several different subscriber lists. And then the last open that I had was this welcome email for social media traffic freebie. And then the latest click I did was a link that was inside of apparently that email. So it says that here's my email. I've got this lead score, which I get points every time I open an email and click on a link. And it's 50 points for a email that's opened and another 50 points if they click a link. And I've clicked open one campaign and clicked a link one time. So that tells me all the details of this person so far. And then I can go back to that list and click subscribers again, and then go to Shelly again. And now under Shelly, I can actually look at this email icon. If I click the email icon, I can see every email that's gone out to her. And right now, the first email, that welcome email, is actually queued. So it's triggered it, but it hasn't sent it yet because it's waiting to get sent. It's in line to be sent. That's what queued means. It's in line to be sent. And so that's my information that tells me, okay, it's going to be sent. I just have to wait until it gets through the queue. So that's how you tell what email has been sent so far and if it was successful. So for this one, it's queued. If I go back to the list,
hi, Shelley.
You see, let's see, Michael right here. He's a member of the list and he's confirmed. So I can click the envelope and I can see that welcome email number 1 has actually been sent. And so here's the funny thing. Let me tell you guys how weird this is. And let me look at your eyeballs. It looks like I joined the list first. Michael joined after me, right? Because I'm further up on the list. So I was first to join before Michael. But his email, his welcome email went before me. And it's because he was probably in a shorter queue than me, right? We both got queued, but he was in a shorter queue. So he got to get his sent before mine got sent. Okay, so sometimes it's all about the queue and which queue you get into. Okay?
I have a question.
Everybody with me so far?
Okay. Hello?
Hello? Hello? Who's helloing?
This is Maurice.
Hey, Maurice.
Okay, so I went to your page. Your page is something that I went to freely, okay? And I subscribed into your subscription. So when you send me an email, shouldn't it come directly to me in my email instead of my spam?
Yeah, it's what's going to happen right now, Maurice, is this is a brand spanking new domain. I just bought it 2 days ago, and it's a brand spanking new email address. It has no reputation. So it's going to hit those providers with absolutely no reputation. So it's going to ship it off into spam. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on conditioning that email so that it has more credibility. So I did the first step, which is open the email and click the link. The second step was to actually whitelist it. If all of you guys open that email and then click a link and then whitelist that email, by the time all you guys are done, the next email that goes out in about an hour, it might have enough reputation to get it out of spam and into the inbox.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I've got it.
Okay. This is really typical if you've got a brand spanking new domain with a brand spanking new email. It has no reputation attached to it. So it's probably going to go right into spam. It just, it's like the email client says, ooh, I know you're brand new, so we're not going to get you to the inbox yet. You got to work a little harder. So working a little harder means you get people to open your email, you get people to click on links, and you get people to whitelist you. If you can get those three things done, and you get a good number of people that will do that for you, maybe 10, 20 people, you'll start to see that your reputation increases and you'll start hitting the inbox instead of spam. Now I can ruin that reputation if I send out emails and they bounce back, and I have way more bounce back than they do deliver. Or if I have people that get my email and instead of marking it as not spam, they mark it as spam, all of that hurts my reputation. And then I could permanently I may not be able to get my reputation back up without hitting a lot larger number of people to open my emails, click my links, and whitelist me. Okay, so we have to always be careful about that and send our emails to the people that want our information, they want our value, they want our products, which means you never, ever manually add a person to your list. They should choose to be a part of your list, and they should confirm their email to be a part of your list. Okay, does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Okay. Gabriel, I think you had a question or comment.
Yeah. I'd like to ask you. Let's say I have in my sequence 10 emails, 20 emails. It doesn't matter. Can I set up a lead score per each email so that way it equals to 100% by the time they click on all of them? You know what I'm saying?
The only thing you can do is give each time they open a value and each time they click a link a value, and it's not tied to it's not tied to the list. It's tied to your mailing boss settings.
Oh, so it's not per email. I cannot set. Okay.
So you can't say for this list, every email that goes out gets 10 points, but for this list, every email that goes out, they get 50 points. It's one setting.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Question. Does Mailing Boss have a like a cleaning service or a cleaning of the emails? Because I have a large set of emails.
It doesn't have a cleaning service included in Mailing Boss, but Builderall does have a product that you can purchase. I actually don't have a clue how much it costs because I bought it in the very beginning. I paid like $99 for lifetime access. I have no clue what it costs right now, but it's called Inbox Path, and it's actually available on your dashboard. So if you're interested, you can check that out right on your dashboard, and you can ask support about it, I think, and they'll be able to tell you how much it costs, because honestly, I don't know. But what it does is exactly what you're thinking it does. You send your list in there, it checks for bounces, warm bounces, cold bounces, whatever kind of bounces there are, it checks for them. And it gives you a complete report of what's going on with every single email, and then helps you to clean it so that you can take it back into your Mailing Boss list and get a good delivery rate. And then based on whoever you have on your list, hopefully they're interested in your product, so they'll open and they'll click the links.
Okay.
$97 lifetime.
Oh, good. I'm so glad, because yeah, that's a great service, and I've used it. I actually have a couple of them. I bought a couple of them. I'm not sure why I bought a couple of them, but I was so interested in it that I bought a couple of them. But I've run quite a few lists through Inbox Path, and it's cleaned it really well for me. And then I take everything that I clean, and you have to talk to support when you import a list now. So it's real easy, because I can just say I ran this through Inbox. Here's the report from Inbox Path, and I'm ready to bring it back into Mailing Boss, and then they allow me to import it. So it's super easy to do, and does a great job of cleaning lists.
One more question, please.
Okay, go ahead, Maurice.
I was looking at your Rift last night, your virtual. That was really cool. Now the canvas, does the canvas interconnect with Mailing Boss?
It absolutely does, but it's minimal amount right now. The only thing that it connects is when you build that opt-in form, you can say, I want it to use Mailing Boss and I want it to connect to this list. So right now, you still have to create the subscriber list and the email sequence inside of Mailing Boss. But in probably Canvas 3.0, maybe not 2.0, but Canvas 3.0, we'll be able to create the subscriber list inside of Canvas and create the email sequence inside of Canvas.
Okay. Yeah, I was going with another service, but now I don't have to.
Good. Yay! Woohoo! I love hearing that, Maurice. All right, guys. So those of you that subscribed and you got on the list, did you get the confirmation email and click it? And then did you get the welcome email yet? So just wave at me or something if you got the welcome email. So when you got the welcome email, did anybody get that email in spam or did you get it in the inbox?
In spam.
Inbox.
Okay. So we got one inbox, one spam, another inbox.
I got spam and inbox, but the inbox was rain loop. So you know it never goes to spam.
Yeah,
rain
it never
loop.
goes. Yeah, it never goes to spam. So,
Gmail spammed you.
If anybody's got a Gmail address, please subscribe with Gmail. I promise I'm not going to steal your email. I'm not going to send you like porn or anything like that. I promise.
Yeah, I subscribed with Gmail and it went straight to spam. So I whitelisted.
I did Gmail and it came to my inbox.
Oh, good. That's great. Yay.
I did Gmail and it went to my spam.
That's it. Okay, then. So
I have Gmail and it went to my inbox.
Okay, fabulous. So that's really weird that it's going to inbox and spam. That's really strange. But here's the next thing I want you to do. Everybody that got that welcome email, and this is going to be so good for me because this is actually email I'm going to be using where this Crushing Lies, it is a full-blown retreat that we're doing possibly in September. And it's going to be the Crushing Lies about starting your own business. And we'll spend about 4 or 5 days together talking about all the lies about how to start a business and how you can defeat those lies by changing your mindset and doing things differently. So it is going to be an actual email that I'm going to be using. So what I want you to do to help me out, which would be great, is if you go into your box where you got the welcome email, identify that as not spam. So see if you can figure out how in your provider that you can signify that that email is not spam. And then we'll actually see what happens in an hour when we send the email out again, and you guys can report back to me what you see when you get the second round of emails. Okay?
Did that already.
Yay. Isn't that exciting that we get to watch this in real time? It's kind of really scary.
So you said something about the number of emails that are coming in at a certain time. Is it based upon time that your email would go to a spam folder or?
No, I don't think so. What I meant by at a certain time is we have many mailing blast servers that send email because we send millions and millions of emails a day. So what happens is when that email that's scheduled to go out is triggered, that welcome email especially, right? We all got that already. Well, that welcome email, when it's triggered, it's going to hit one of those mail servers to go out. And if I hit one that has a long queue, meaning there's a lot of emails in line to go out before me, it may take a minute for it to send, whereas somebody else hits a different server and has a smaller queue, and it may go out before mine. So it's all about the queues on how fast they go out. And that can be frustrating when you fill out the information and you're like, come on, welcome email, you're supposed to be here already. Well, it did trigger like it was supposed to, but it's probably in a queue where it's going to be backed up for a couple minutes as it's waiting for other messages to go out. Because remember, this is not a queue of 1 or 2 emails or 10 or 12 emails. These are queues of thousands of emails, right? So it can't send them all at the same time. So it sets up a queue service, and then you go out in the order that you hit that server to go out. Okay?
Hey, Shelly?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have multiple Gmails and also a Hotmail. Would you like me to use other to help you?
Oh, man, I would love it. That would be like the bomb diggity.
Awesome. And you know that Bradley is now an admin of the test dummies, and we're looking to start doing this for the community.
Oh, fantastic. That's so great. And then Claude is setting up something as well. So guys, if you have multiple services that are going to help you get whitelisted, take advantage of them. So Dominic is talking about test dummies doing it. Claude is setting up one. If we have 3 or 4 or 5 different groups that help people get whitelisted, by you putting in how to opt into their list and then getting the email, opening it, clicking a link, and whitelisting it, you will be helping them increase their reputation to be able to hit that inbox. So I think it's wonderful that we're putting together groups that will help do this. Very, very exciting. So I'm like super excited.
Hey, Shelley.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Patrick.
Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Hey, I just wanted to mention, because I can hear, I think with Maurice and some other people concerned about the fact that the emails hit the spam folder. This, at least my understanding and my experience, this is not uncommon and not just unique to Mailing Boss. It's a pretty common thing to have to warm up a new email address. And it was interesting when I went into the spam box to mark the email from you as not spam. It's funny because another email service provider that I've used in the past and that I've actually gotten emails from before was actually in the spam box itself. So for instance, when I went into my spam box, SendLane, which is a huge autoresponder, actually had one of their emails that's just a generic email to me, was actually in the spam box as well. So this is not unique to Mailing Boss. I think a lot of people sort of feel that that is the case, and it's really more of something that I've learned over the last couple of months. Is more of an issue of, like you said, warming up that email and getting a number of people, like these groups are talking about doing, where you're actually being whitelisted by a large number of people will help warm that email up so that more of them will land in the inbox. But even still, it's possible that sometimes you're going to land in the inbox and other times you're going to, for whatever reason, because these email providers are just the filters that they have, you could end up in that spam box one time and not another time.
Right. And it's, even when you're warming up that list and conditioning that list, there's still the other issue of the spam words, right? And now we know that if you put a question mark and an exclamation point inside the subject line, you will get in spam. So don't do that. So there's just so many freaky deaky little things that there's no perfect solution. And I wish I had, like, okay, you guys, here's the formula to get into the inbox every time. Well, the formula is you have to avoid the spam words. You have to condition, warm up your list, and you have to keep working on that constantly. That never goes away. And just like Patrick said, there's absolutely no guarantee that every time you send out an email, it's going to hit the inbox, right? It's just crazy like that. And they're changing the algorithms to be able to deal with this like every single day. So whatever worked today, Gmail might go wacky with their algorithm and say, all right, we've done a test and everybody that has brown hair that lives in the state of Mississippi is going to go into the spam box. Lord knows what their algorithm is. I don't know. And they won't tell us, because if they told us, all spammers could get by it, right? So it's just a matter of really doing your best to make sure you're sending out quality emails that your people want to see. That's going to make them open the emails. That's going to make them click on your links. And then you want to make sure you're conditioning your people to understand that they need to whitelist your email. So that goes back to that email confirmation page where you tell them to whitelist and you give them instructions on how to whitelist. And then with all that, use these services that are popping up, like what Claude's doing and Dominic's doing, to be able to whitelist the emails to increase your reputation. And all of a sudden, you're going to be getting into the email inbox way faster than you were otherwise. So all of that is a combination. That's the formula, but it's never a guarantee. And I do appreciate that, Patrick, because that's the absolute truth. I could talk till I'm blue in the face and give you all kinds of great ideas, but the reality is that it's always a matter of whatever, you're at the mercy of the algorithms of the providers. That's all there is to it. Okay. Claude, what you got?
I got the unmute button faster this time. Okay. Let me clear something up. Dominic invited me to admin on crash test, Builderall crash test dummies. I'm probably hacking the name of the group up, but I'm not doing any like email list cleaning type of deal yet. A couple of guys made suggestions about it yesterday. I'm certainly going to participate because I think we could really help each other out with that. Certainly.
Good. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Shelby. I'm always talking over you, right? I'm really bad. Like I have no etiquette, right?
No. It's okay. This is such a difficult environment to work in because you can't tell. There's just a slight delay. So it's actually really, actually never ever take it personally because it's a really hard environment. So there's no worries. I promise you, if I want you to not talk, I'll tell you, Claude, don't talk.
Okay, cool. You're so diplomatic. You probably just let me get away with it, Shelby. But I have a question.
All right, go ahead.
When putting tags, when you were doing one of the editing one of the campaigns, and you were choosing tags, you went to the list of available tags and chose from the list. My question is, can you just type in? You can just type in the tag if you know it, right? Like if I just want to put F name, I can just put the F name tag. I don't have to choose from that list, right?
You can actually, but our system has not been reading it right. So I'm not sure if there's something weird going on with their system when we manually type it in, or if maybe that bracket thing is not what we think it is, right? Because there's so many ASCII characters too. So my suggestion to you is if you want to pull in a tag, go to that available tag list and click it from there.
Okay. And one more question. You mentioned OS ticket. I know it's kind of outside of our email thing, but I just took a peek at it. I took a peek at the open source OS ticket. Is that the one that you use?
That's the one.
Okay, thank you. That's it. I'm really gonna dive deep on that. Thank you, Shelley.
That's a really good one, Claude. And let me give you some tips on how to use that. I use that for all of my products. And you can set it up so that they can choose where they want to put a ticket into. So when they're submitting their ticket, I have a pull down and they say social media explosion, video explosion pro, blah, 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 blah. So they can choose what product they bought. And then when that ticket comes in, I can direct it to the person I want to handle that.
Wow. That's awesome. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you very much.
You're welcome very much. Patrick?
Shelley, I do have a concern though, and I don't know if I might have missed if you had already addressed it. It is a little concerning that after we confirmed that it sent us back to the email confirmation page and not the thank you page.
I'm not sure why it's doing that, so I'll have to investigate that a little bit further. And what I'll do is test it a little bit more. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time testing it in front of you guys, but I'll test it a little bit more, and then if it is a problem, I get to send it straight to the developers. That's like my own superpower is I have contact with the developers. So if I have a problem like that, I can get it straight to them, which is really cool.
I don't know if this is relevant to that or not, but I went back and forth between what should have been the subscribe confirm page and what should not have been. And one was offset slightly from the other. So maybe they're not really the same page or something.
That's so weird. Yeah, I will do further investigation on that. That's on my parking lot because that was a weird pop-up. And I know it looks like I've configured it all right. So I'll definitely check that out and see if I can figure out what was going on so that we can, if it is an issue that the developers need to know about, we can get it fixed. Okay.
Okay. And then one other quick thing. When you're configuring the email, what do you call it? The opt-in form. There's a capture there under configure. There's a capture, and it says email. Like you have to select one of them. It's either email or F name. What can you explain to me what that is?
That's actually a really cool feature that you can use to identify the person in the next page that they're going to hit. So you're capturing the F name, and it will carry it over to the very next page. So on the email confirmation page, you can say, "Thank you, Shelly, for joining our list."
Okay.
Sure to check your email, click confirm, and then you're on our list. Don't forget, Shelly, to whitelist the email. And here's how you do that. So you can personalize it and call them out by name. And that is another fabulous feature that the Pixel Perfect has that's interconnected with Mailing Boss.
Okay, I've seen you do that training before. Now I understand. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Yeah, now, I could stay on here for like 62,000 hours training. There's so much in Builderall, and I love these features. And Patrick, when you ask those kind of questions, I'm like, let me show you, but we'll be here like way more hours. So
one last question, Shelly. What is parking lot? I can't wait until the end here.
Parking lot it's a page that I set up that actually I keep all of my information on there for this session. So every time I do a training, I create an empty page that says parking lot at the top. And when I have a question, when I have an issue, when I have a concern, I'll write it down in my parking lot. And for you guys, I encourage you guys to write down your questions. That way, if they don't pertain to exactly what I'm teaching at that moment, at least you'll have written it down so you remember it later. So then when we actually are kind of done and ready to answer any questions, you can actually remember those questions, and you don't have to try to smack your brain to try to stimulate yourself to remember what the question was. So that's what the parking lot is, to help you
Thank you.
your questions and even write down ideas of what the answers were so you can remind yourself later.
I got it. Thank you.
You're so welcome. That was an easy one. All right, you guys, I want to do one more thing. Claude, go ahead, and then I'm going to show you another neat thing.
I'm sorry, but I just got to say this. Look at Dominic, right? First of all, the way that he's sitting completely still is creepy, but he is making me laugh so hard over here. It's creepy.
It's all good.
And by the way, if you see me looking this way, because I have you all on my screen, so I'm actually looking in your eyes when I'm talking to you. When I'm looking here, I can't see you. I can't. Okay, that's it. Sorry.
That's great. All right, you guys are so funny. This is so fun. So let me show you. Look at Willie. He's done falling asleep. I think it's like am I that boring, you guys?
So he's been out most of the time. I kept on chatting. I'm like, oh, he's awake. Nope, we lost him. Nope, he's back. Nope, we lost him.
We're just going to have to be more entertaining for Willie, I think. Bless his heart. He's tired, you guys. He's been working on Builderall way too much. But I want to show you another thing, and I want every one of you guys to use this. Okay, every one of you guys need to use this because I want you testing and testing and testing again. And what did I tell you in all of my trainings, like sales funnel testing and the Mailing Boss testing, Mailing Boss boot camp, sales funnel boot camp? What did I tell you? Test, test, test again, test again, test again. And then when you just think you're done testing, test it again, right? So this is a way that you can test. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into share. And I'm going to go to a special website. It's called mail-tester, let me spell it right, mail-tester.com. And I'll put the link to this in the chat. But this is a way that you can test the spamminess of your emails, but it also gives you additional information. And if you were watching the Facebook groups about a month ago or so, there's a lot of noise about SPF, DKIM, and DMARC records. And the information that was given out by the users was not quite accurate. So I'm going to be putting an email together on exactly what those records do and why they're important. But for you guys, I want you to be able to check this so that you can check your email all the time and see what kind of score you're getting. So right here, it gives me an email to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this email, and then I'm going to go over to my website, wherever my website is at, and I'm going to go ahead and put that email in and go ahead and test my list. So as a first name, I'm going to call it tester. And then the email, I'm going to paste in that email I got from the website. And then I'm going to click join this list today. And it's going to send me to the email confirmation page. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go back to there, and I'm going to click this button, and it's going to check my score. And so it's going to go through and check and check and check, and it's waiting for an email to come through. So that's all it's doing right now, is the snail is moving along because it's waiting for the email to come in. And of course, the first email it's going to get is actually the confirmation email. So we're waiting for that to come in. Hopefully it comes in real soon. There we go. And holy crap on a cracker, I got a 10 out of 10. So here's what's happening is it's going to give you a report of every single thing about this email and what's working and what's not. So I'm going to go ahead and click this button, and here's the information that was on there. And here's this button, and Spam Assassin likes you. And I want you to notice the DKIM is signed. That's newly changed. That's absolutely wonderful. The DKIM is valid. And then we've got an SPF pass. And then it says right here that you're properly authenticated. So SPF is there, DKIM is there. And then also it'll have information about the DMARC record. So if I click this plus, we've got confirmation that everything's okay there. And then confirmation that you're not blacklisted anywhere. So that's fabulous. And then here, if I had any links in there, there's no broken links. Everything works correctly. So this is a great, great, great way to check your email. And then, of course, once you're authenticated, I think you can just click the back button and check your score again. And it may actually be able to.
A different email.
One. Oh, is it email? Different email? But at least you're checking so that you're getting those DMARC records and DKIM and SPF, and you're verifying that everything's okay with that. So it is absolutely fabulous. Now, the other way to check, there's another way to check this.
Wouldn't you do that before you start using your email?
Yeah. Let me show you another way to test. I'm going to take this one right here. This is a different email. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go into Mailing Boss. And now in Mailing Boss, I'm going to go to my main dashboard, and I'm going to go to subscribers for that list. And I'm going to go ahead and create a new subscriber. And this one, I'm going to name him Tester2. And there's the email. And now I'm going to give it the status of confirmed. So this time, I'm not going to get the confirmation email. I'm going to actually get what I should get is the first welcome email, right? So you always test it this both ways. You test the confirmation email, and then you test the first welcome email. So I'm going to click Save Changes. And now that one's going to go out. And now all I have to do is go ahead and click Check Your Score. And now I'm waiting for that one to be delivered, that welcome email. So we'll wait a few minutes to let that go out. Remember, it's going to have a queue, so we're going to have to wait on it. And it may go through about 2-3 times before it actually receives it. So we'll let it go and let it go and let it go and let it go. Still checking. Let it go. Let it go. I could play the Elsa song from whatever it is, Frozen. Yeah.
Is it a free service?
It's free service. Yep.
Just finished watching that today.
Did you? I've watched it a bazillion times, and I know every song. Oh my gosh, look at this. A 10 out of 10, you guys. And that was that welcome email that I sent you guys. So that is a perfect score. And if you go through here and check it all the records are there. Everything is there. It's perfect. It passed the DMARC test, the DKIM, and the SPF. Everything is working perfectly. So as far as settings, there is absolutely nothing I can do to the settings to make that work better. So now the only thing I need to do is condition or warm up my email list. That's it. All right, so always check your confirmation email against this, and then your first welcome email against this. And that way there's that confidence that you'll have that everything is set up correctly, okay?
So is this like a, shall we say, a secret way of going by and getting your email better, ready to go?
No, it's just a way for you to check and see that all the protocols are in place. It even does a spam check for you. So when you send that welcome email message, it will give you a report on the actual content of your email as well and tell you, hey, dude, you're kind of spammy there. You need to work on that. Or it'll tell you, hey, it's great. Everything looks great. So it's just a way to check the protocols and to check the spamminess of the actual content. Okay.
After that, there's no guarantee that it's always going to hit the regular inbox.
Correct. This is a guarantee that all the protocols are in place for you. Because remember, a month ago we had a big explosion on our Facebook pages. Oh my gosh, the SPF records are wrong. Oh my gosh, the DMARC records. Oh my gosh, the DKIM records. And they had the SPF and the DMARC, the SPF and the DKIM records were set up correctly, but DMARC was throwing an error inside of this tester. But what everybody understand is DMARC has nothing to do with delivery. It has everything to do with telling you if there's a problem with delivery. It's just a reporting mechanism. But it was concerning enough that our developers went ahead and made sure that the DMARC records were actually authenticated and working as well. So now if you check this, you'll see that all the protocols are there. Everything's the way it's supposed to be. If you're not spammy, you should get a 10 out of 10. And that's incredible, right? I love it. So use that mail tester. I put the link in there, so make sure you grab that. And I'll make sure to put that into the resources as well. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down, mail tester. All right, any other questions, you guys? All right, I'm going to show you tomorrow. We've been together for a long time. So tomorrow I'm going to show you how to do the signature for your email. And then a couple of other little things. If we have time to go through the templates, Gabriel, I will. And then we'll clean everything up and wrap it up in a nice, neat bow. Okay? Do you guys have any questions before I go?
No, great job, Shelly. Again, you blow it out of the park again.
Very impressive, Shelly. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
you did your thing again. And it's crazy because I witnessed all of that stuff that happened with the DMARC records and you know, in our group, right? In the support group, Builder Support. And it's just amazing. You just created this list and it's just boom, everything is perfect. That's really, I wish we could have recorded this and just put that there, just posted it so people can see.
Well, you know, sometimes it's a matter of you don't want to, you know, wake up the lion. And so if you jumped in there and engaged, and we talked a little bit about this yesterday, if you jumped in there engaged, it would have made it worse.
Yeah.
So, right. So the answer is, let's put out some good training and let's teach people how to do this and show. And then I'm going to do a video that actually explains very clearly what SPF records are, what DKIM records are, and what DMARC records are, and what they do and don't do. So it's actually clearer to those people that want to understand. It will be very clear to them that what was getting out there as information was actually wrong. And I'm excited about getting that out to you guys so you can see the exact reason those records exist and the importance of those records. And then when you look at that mailer test report, you'll be like, oh, look, there's the SPF records, and I know what they do. And there's the DKIM records, and I know why that's there. And there's the DMARC records, and I know why that's there. So it's all part of educating you guys. It's not part of calling somebody out that they're wrong. It's about putting the information out there that's right so that you have the information, and that's the important thing. Right?
Thank you, Shelly. Look, I'm telling just really quickly, it's really starting to click. It's crazy. This is a 7-day boot camp, right? Mm-hmm. And for 6 days, however many days we've been doing this, you know, I've just been following along and trying to keep up. But today it's really starting to click, you know, so this is proof positive to me that how valuable these boot camps are. So thank you. Thank everybody. I'm going to check y'all out tomorrow.
Fabulous, you guys. And if you like the boot camps, please be sure to subscribe to the boot camp channel, right? There's a Builderall boot camps channel on YouTube, so subscribe. Then every time I go live, you'll actually get a notice about it. And then don't be shy. Message inside those Facebook groups and let people know, hey, the place to be is at the boot camp. That's where you need to be, because this was, I think, a tremendous training. And it's valuable to anybody that wants to master Mailing Boss and master their email list and actually start to learn how to condition that list and work to get people stay subscribed and make some money from their list, right? So get the word out there, guys. And also the boot camps is going to be right on the dashboard really soon. So we'll probably get a lot more people in these boot camps because it's going to be right up front and center. So that's going to be really exciting. So if you liked it, definitely let people know. If you didn't like it, don't let anybody know.
Kelly, did they take it off the dashboard? Because I believe it's already there.
Is it already there? I haven't seen it. It's just a little bitty button right now in the tutorial and trainings area, but they were going to do a whole big panel thing. So I haven't seen the big panel thing if they've got it on there.
I didn't see a big panel, but I definitely saw it on the dashboard. Boot camps, you click on it, it takes us to your website.
Oh, yay. That's great. I didn't even see it. I've been in the dashboard all day, but I guess I didn't see the forest through the trees. But yeah, I'll check it out and see if it's on there. But I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a fabulous Saturday, and I will see you tomorrow for day 7. And this one will be up into the replay area really soon with the resources. And you guys have a fabulous Saturday. Bye.
Bye, Willie.
Bye, Willie.
Bye, Darth Vader.
Hi, Willie. Welcome back, Willie.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.